time to celebrate the 10th season of baseball here at Citizens Bank Park. It's the home opener against the Kansas City Royals. The fans are ready. We're ready. Are you at home? Let's head down to the field for Dan Baker.
All right, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest Philly of them all, number 20, third baseman Mike Schmidt, along with George Brett, two of the greatest third basemen in baseball history. Catching George Brett is current Royals third baseman Mike Moustakas. Mike Schmidt and George Brett. Joe Piscopo, Mike Schmidt, and George Brett.
Shades of the 1980 World Series, in which the Phillies defeated the Kansas City Royals. Both Mike Schmidt and George Brett were a big part of that, and they cap off the pregame ceremonies here this afternoon as we get set for the home opener here in Philadelphia. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Yeah, we were gone for 3 days down in Atlanta, but it actually feels like the start of the season is upon us right now.
Well, especially when you get in front of this crowd, Tom. It is exciting seeing those two guys, MVPs of the respective leagues in the 1980 season and then the World Series. That was pretty neat.
It was pretty neat, and now we get to baseball, where the Phillies and the Kansas City Royals will meet here at Citizens Bank Park for the first time since 2004, and Kyle Kendrick will get the baseball for the Phils.
How about Kyle Kendrick? At one time, he didn't know what he was on this baseball team. Is he a starter? Is he a reliever? Is he a middle guy? Well, he's starting on opening day here in this great ballpark. Tremendous game that he had last year, a complete game against the St. Louis Cardinals. At that time, the Cardinals were just ripping it up offensively. Kyle went out there and used his fastball and his changeup. That's when he started to really go with that mix last year and pitched a tremendous game on a Saturday afternoon. Hot afternoon at Busch Stadium. I think that gave him a lot of confidence for what he was able to do the rest of the year. And right now, Kyle is a number 4 starter in this rotation. His first 4 seasons, just kind of okay. Left-handed hitters ate him alive. The last 2 years, with that changeup that he has, especially the last half of last season, he is a much more effective pitcher, especially against left-handed hitters. He's pretty excited today. You don't want him to be too excited early in the game.
Well, it's amazing. Last year, the second half of the season, Kyle Kendrick was tied for the National League lead in victories among starting pitchers. So he'll get his first start of the 2013 season. Yes, the ceremonies were grand. There's Mayor Michael Nutter being part of it yet again, getting a chance to see Jimmy Rollins and the rest of the Phillies, led by Charlie Manuel, heading out to the field. The Leapfrogs, yeah, they got it done today, and so did the Fanatic. Yep, the bank is open for business when we return. Mark is ready to go. The grounds crew did a fantastic job, as always, getting this field in pristine condition for the start of the 2013 home season. The Phillies dropped 2 of 3 to the Atlanta Braves, but the fans are ready to go. The slate kind of clear right now as the Phillies and the Kansas City Royals will meet for the first time here in Philadelphia since 2004 when the ballpark opened. The Phillies also spent a series out in Kansas City back in 2007. And here we go. They take the field in their normal home uniforms this afternoon with bright sunshiny skies, blue skies everywhere. And it's amazing how different one day and about an hour-and-a-half plane ride means to everyone out there. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Royals. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off in left field is Alex Gordon. Alcides Escobar is at shortstop. Eric Hosmer is at first base. Salvador Perez, the catcher, bats fourth. Mike Moustakas, the third baseman, hits fifth. Lorenzo Cain sixth, followed by Jeff Francoeur, Chris Getz, and Wade Davis making his first start in a Royals uniform. And they'll face 28-year-old right-hander Kyle Kendrick, who said the other day, Wheels, he is so ready for the opportunity to pitch in this opener.
Well, absolutely, Tom. You see the left-handed hitters, 238. That's about a 100-point difference than he used to be. One of the reasons why he's become so much more effective. He will throw a home run ball once in a while. You got to hit it probably to right center today because the wind really out of the northwest and blowing hard from left field towards the right field corner. The one thing you hope about Kyle is that he just can go out there and just calm down, because it's going to be a little emotional being out there for him today. That's his fastball report. The fastball's a sinker, and that changeup sinker mix has really changed him to the point of you see what he was after the All-Star break last year.
Our scouting report is always brought to you by Budweiser. And as Kyle continues his warm-up tosses, you look around the infield, you see Michael Young over at third base making his first start here at Citizens Bank Park in this home opener. Ben Revere out in center field, who said he's looking forward to the energy and the electricity of playing in front of the crowd here in Philadelphia. Well, he's going to get that opportunity here this afternoon. And then, of course, Eric Kratz making the start behind the plate for the 4th consecutive day. But this is his first opportunity being on a big league club to start the season. So, you know, he's got friends and family who are here getting a chance to soak in this afternoon's ball game. Home plate umpire for today's ball game is Chad Fairchild. He just gave Kyle Kendrick a brand new baseball, and he now informs each dugout that they're allowed to blow on their hand, the pitchers are, and go to their mouths on the mound. Normally they have to be off the mound and then wipe it off on their leg or on their shirt before they go back to the mound, but it is cool this afternoon. Alex Gordon to lead it off for the Royals. Gordon so far 273, and the first pitch of the day is in there for a strike. We're underway. It's 0-1.
Very talented young Kansas City team. They're a team that has a chance to get good. They have a lot of high number 1 draft picks, guys that can play, and a bullpen with a lot of bullets.
A little low with that sinker. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
They have strikeouts in their bullpen, high velocity guys to bring into the game. Should be a pitcher's day as this one goes along too, because the shadows are going to get kind of nasty quick.
Ground ball, first base knocked down by Howard, flips it to Kendrick covering, 1 away. The ball was hit pretty sharply by Alex Gordon.
Yeah, good job, Ryan Howard, to keep the ball in front of him, or at least so it was manageable for Kyle to get over there and cover. Kendrick, a real good athlete. He will cover first base. Here's a replay on it. Took kind of a crazy hop. He hits it, lets it hit his body, and then you see it popped in the air. He's able to glove it and toss over first base easily.
With 1 away, Alcides Escobar will be the batter for the Royals. 3 for 12 so far in the season. 0 for his last 6, and he takes a strike. Escobar, we last saw him when he was with the Milwaukee Brewers as their light-hitting shortstop. He's kind of filled out for the Royals. Last year had 293 for Kansas City.
Well, they got this guy and Lorenzo Cain, who's a pretty good-looking young outfielder who's starting today in the deal for Greinke. It's a big deal. They got a bunch of other players too, but they have 2 starters for Greinke.
Back toward the middle, off the glove of Kendrick on 1 hop to Utley. Got to hurry because Escobar does run well. Should be a 1-4-3 on the putout.
Well, time for our Nissan Keys to this afternoon's game on a beautiful afternoon. It is cool and windy, but sunny. And Charlie Manuel's club, well, he talked about it in his pregame show. KK, he has to survive the early emotions involved in being a starter on opening day in this ballpark. And the Kansas City Royals, for Ned Yost, boy, they have a lot of potential big-time stars on that team.
Kyle talked the other day, as Eric Hosmer is the batter, he talked the other day about handling the adrenaline. He said, I think I'm going to go out a little early. I'm going to soak in the atmosphere, and there was a lot of atmosphere going on. Maybe stretch a few minutes earlier than I normally do. And I'm just going to try to ride the emotion through the first inning.
Well, that's what Charlie was saying. He really felt that if he could get through the first couple innings and not get hurt, that he would have a chance to pitch a real good ball game. But you never know how a guy's going to react in this type of atmosphere.
1 ball, 1 strike the count to Hosmer. Last year, 14 home runs for the Royals.
If they haven't done it before.
Hosmer played for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. He was a late addition because of the injury to Mark Teixeira. So far 1 for 9 with a couple of walks for Kansas City. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was a sinker that was up a little bit. Over his last 10 starts last year, Kendrick was not only 7-3, he had an ERA of 3.28. We mentioned second half overall, he was tied for the league lead in wins with 9. He's got his signs and is ready for the 2 ball, 2 strike pitch, and a line drive to right field, a base hit. Well, the conditions this afternoon, it is windy. Temperatures are in the 60s. It's been sunny all day long here at the ballpark. The wind will be persistent as the day moves on.
It's a good day to pitch.
Salvador Perez, the catcher, is the cleanup batter out of Valencia, Venezuela.
Boy, they high on this kid.
Ground ball to shortstop. Rollins stays down on it, flips the short way to Utley, and a clean inning for Kyle Kendrick. So a pretty good start. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. On to the bottom of the first. It's the Royals nothing, and the Phillies coming up. This afternoon's ball game, it's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off in center field is Ben Revere. Batting second is the shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Chase Utley, the second baseman, bats third, followed by Ryan Howard and Michael Young. Dominic Brown is in left field. He'll bat sixth. Lance Nix in right field, seventh. Eric Kratz does the catching. He'll bat eighth. And batting ninth at pitching, of course, is Kyle Kendrick. And they'll face 27-year-old right-hander Wade Davis, a former starting pitcher turned relief pitcher for the Rays, who was acquired by Kansas City this offseason, and they turned him back into a starting pitcher.
Has a big arm, too. Guy has a very good fastball. Look what he did last year out of the bullpen with 87 punch-outs in 70 in the third inning. Kept the ball in the ballpark pretty well. A scouting report on him. Good velocity, moving fastball, curve, change, and cutter. And the last season, 54 games, as Tom mentioned, all of them as a non-starting pitcher.
Well, the first pitch to Ben Revere is taken off the outside corner. It's 1-0. Revere 214 so far. No home runs. 1 run batted in. He has scored 2 runs and has stolen 2 bases. Third baseman Moustakis is in on the grass, as you would expect. First 3 pitches almost look identical. The first one was a ball. The next 2 strikes. The last 2 pitches, a fastball and a cutter. Inside, 2-2.
Well, that's what it looks like you're going to get from this guy on the scouting reports. Is mostly hard stuff.
Opposite way, a foul ball, and Revere stays alive.
As always, the left fielder is going to play way in on Ben. Center fielder will play well over to left center. And the way the wind's howling in from left field, you can really cheat in today. Even on some of the big boys, you can cheat in. On a guy like Revere, you can really play shallow.
Got a swing and a miss. He ties him up, and there's the first out of the day. A fastball at 91 miles an hour. And Jimmy Rollins is coming up.
Threw a lot of fastballs to him, and that was in a perfect spot. It looked like he'd even cut a little bit at the end.
Oh, what a way. Here's Rollins. Rollins had a good night last night. Overall, he's 5 for 14. And he lines one toward right center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. Francoeur cuts it off. He still throws as well as anybody in the outfield. And Rollins has a 1-out single.
Yeah, that looked familiar, seeing him get the ball back in, and he did a good job cutting that thing off. They were playing Jimmy over that way a little bit. It looked like it may be a double off the bat. Francoeur very used to this ballpark. There's Jimmy Rollins with that ball down and in. That is such a good spot for him to hit left-handed over the years when he gets the ball low and towards him that way.
Oh, well, the runner at first, Chase Utley's the hitter. Utley had a very good road trip against the Braves. Last night he was 1 for 2 with an RBI and a sac fly. He also walked.
It's quite a stretch that guy has. Watch him. By the way, the catcher behind the plate, Perez, they say do not drop your head out there on the bases because he will throw behind you, and he loves to throw. He has 8 pickoffs already in his brief major league career, and that means a catcher that enjoys throwing.
He had 5 of those pickoffs last season. He missed the first part with a torn meniscus.
The way he stretches. I think he's going to go down on one knee almost.
Line drive, base hit to right field. Rollins on his way to third. Francoeur is up with it. His throw cut off in the middle of the diamond. So first and third for the Phillies with 1 man down. It'll be nice to get an early run or 2 this afternoon.
Man, with all these left-handed hitters coming up against a guy who's throwing a lot of fastballs, matches up well. It's good base running by Jimmy Rollins. You always want your base runner to take a look around, see where the outfielders are. When Chase hooks this thing towards the line, he knew where Francoeur was, that he had to go way to his left to field it. That's a no-brainer getting to third base. 1 peak, 2 peaks. Come on over and visit Ryan Sandberg.
Well, they do not have the drastic overshift on for Howard with runners on first and third. And he lines one to right field, a base hit. The Phillies will take the early lead. Utley stops at second. It's 1-0 Phillies. An RBI single for Ryan Howard, his second ribby of the year.
Really love to see that come up in that spot and go look for a fastball and see if he can get a hit out of it, or at least hit it hard somewhere and get the run in. And he did just that. Ryan hit balls really hard in the game last night in Atlanta. Didn't have much to show for it. Got that off the end of the bat just a little bit, but still drove it into the outfield. That thing was up and out over the plate. It was in the air for a while, too, so it really was a tough ball for Utley to read well enough to go to third base. You'd love to him be able to first to third, too, and keep the merry-go-round going. That one was one where somebody may have been able to catch that one.
So 1 away, and it brings Michael Young to the plate. Young was 0 for 3 last night with a strikeout and a walk. He's the only one that really has any extensive experience against Wade Davis. He's 3 for 8 against him. Ben Revere 0 for 3. Jimmy Rollins 0 for 1. Outside, 1-1.
Nice to see him take a lead, too. They did that last night. Gave Cliff Lee a lead, and he was able to, well, the way he was throwing last night, he didn't need a whole lot of runs. But still, it's a lot easier for a pitcher to work with a lead.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. 2.
Fastball or cutter after another. Right now, the book on him is look for something hard, and he's trying to stay away as much as possible. At least a Young he is.
Well, you mentioned how last year he became kind of a strikeout pitcher. He averaged 11 strikeouts per 9 innings as a reliever. That one's out towards shortstop. Might be 2. Escobar to second for 1. The Phillies will settle for just the 1 run here in the first on the RBI single by Ryan Howard. So they take the early lead, and they leave 1 guy here in the first. We go to the second here in Philadelphia. Over the Kansas City Royals. It's 1-0. And Kyle Kendrick will go to work against Mike Moustakas, Lorenzo Cain, and Jeff Francoeur. The folks excited to be back at the ballpark for another season, the 10th year of baseball here at Citizens Bank Park. Moustakas last year 242 with 20 home runs and 73 runs batted in for the Royals. 1 for 11 so far. His one was a double. First pitch from Kendrick, a little high, 1 ball and no strikes. Moustakas will be followed by Lorenzo Cain and Jeff Francoeur for the Royals. Inside, it's 2-0. We're joined up here in the booth by David Montgomery, the president of the Philadelphia Phillies. 10 years, and it still looks great here.
Well, it's just amazing that it's been 10 years, Tom. I mean, it just doesn't seem possible, but you know, we've been lucky to be in this game for a long time, and you know, opening day never loses its excitement.
Ben Revere is under that one as the wind carries it just a little bit. There's 1 away, and also we were talking about before Kyle Kendrick getting the start. It's his first opportunity ever to start at opening day here in Philadelphia. He said he feels like a kid starting over again.
Well, it's invigorating. I mean, the whole thing about our sport is that every year is different, and it's amazing, and there's nothing like a home opener. I was saying somebody this morning that you really every team should win their home opener. I didn't feel that way Monday in Atlanta, but I've adjusted my thinking once again. It just seems right that you win your home opener.
Charlie was talking on his pregame show, David, before the game, that there's no place like this town, too, the way the baseball atmosphere is right now.
You know, I've always said Philadelphia is unique in its passion for all of its sports, Wheels, but the other thing about our sport in the Northeast is it's so special because it just means spring. And here you know, today is almost a perfect example. The weather has been so tough for the last month and a half or so, and forecast wasn't particularly great for today. and lo and behold, you know, it's really a beautiful afternoon here, and the forecast for the next 5 or 6 days that we're home is also strong. So
yeah.
we're very fortunate from that standpoint, and you know, the whole pageantry. I mean, I give Kurt Funk and Chris Long and whatnot, that whole group. You know, we've been doing it for a few years, and they do it so well. And somehow that flag gets bigger and bigger each year. It's just unbelievable.
They were
I thought we were going to lose some guys out there.
They were having trouble holding that down with that wind today.
No question.
That one's behind the plate. Kratz will give it a look, and it's back into the seats.
Tell you what was amazing was watching those leapfrogs come in here with the wind,
no,
the way they land where they're supposed to.
It's obviously a great skill set. You admire skill in any field, and that's tremendous what they have. But you know, I asked Dave Buck, who's in charge of that area for us, whether they were going to come in or not. And he said, "Oh yeah,
he said with confidence."
Right. I said, "Well, they're coming down. Where are they going?"
Right. They're going to be in the parking lot.
Right.
Jeff Francoeur takes a pitch low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
We had that one year.
We did.
I
was saying, I remember one disappearing behind the scoreboard one time.
Exactly right.
Oh no, I wonder where that went.
One fella bailed out one year, and thankfully he was fine. But he just knew it was going to be. He was going to risk people, our fans, in the ballpark. So
there's a base hit for Francoeur through the hole on the left side. So that's the second hit of the game for the Royals. 2-out single, and it brings Chris Getz to the plate.
It's a big leagues. You had to postpone it in Clearwater this year, the first day.
Right.
He couldn't jump in.
Oh, some of the particulars about the ballpark. It is the 10th season. The first game was an exhibition game against the Cleveland Indians on the 3rd of April, and the first regular season game was the 12th of April against the Cincinnati Reds. Some of the concerts that have taken place here. There'll also be a concert here this year. Here's Chris Getz, the number 8 batter for the Royals, and he takes up high.
Randy Wolf pitched the first game here. D'Angelo Jimenez, I think it was, got a little humpback liner down the first base line for a double.
Yep. I remember Wolfie, you know, when we told him that, he was pretty excited about that opportunity to open a brand new ballpark. You know, to be on that list of first.
Yep. Fly ball, shallow center field. Rollins is out there. Revere is coming in, and it's Rollins who makes the catch. So the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. David, we're going to keep you for another half inning. When we come back in the bottom of the second, Phillies on top 1-0. Mets are coming to town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All 3 games are night games. All fans 15 and over will receive the opening week T-shirt. Compliments McDonald's on that Monday game. And then Tuesday's the first Hatfield Dollar Dog Night at the ballpark. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Dominic Brown leads it off for the Phillies. Phillies up 1-0 thanks to an RBI single by Ryan Howard in the first.
Nice feel. Excuse me, Tom. He's a nice feel-good story, huh? Dominic Brown.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's amazing. I heard your interview with Charlie the other day, and he used the word confidence, and then I heard Sarge actually talk directly to Dominic, and you know, it wasn't about adjustments and all that. I think we all forget that when you know you're being written into the lineup every day, the game's a little bit different than when every at bat or every time you're on the mound, you're playing or pitching for more opportunity. And you know, that's a situation that Dominic's been in really ever since he joined us. And this spring, it clicked for him from the first day of spring training. You know, he offensively it clicked for him, and it's given him the opportunity. And now he knows he's going to be in there. Well, and he's taken advantage of it.
And you never want to force feed anything, but it's nice to have a homegrown guy work their way up and be in the lineup.
And you know, if we look back 3 years ago and remember, we were all waiting for him to come to the big leagues. And
well, that ball's hit well deep to right field. Francoeur going back, and that one is gone. A home run for Dominic Brown right on cue, and the Phillies take a 2-0 lead.
Well, you know, and talk about him learning some things. If you're watching the game the way that they say he does, you're going to see this guy throw a lot of cutters and stuff into these left-handed hitters early in the game. A lot of fastballs. That looked like a cut. And he got a really good hack at it. He got ahead in the count. See where it is. Well, it was actually up a little bit. And they wanted to get it in more than they did. That's tough to get on top of a pitch like that. The left-handed hitters more want the ball down than to do that.
And Lance Dix
that'll help his confidence.
Yeah. With a ball that's caught by Francoeur in right field. By the way, Karen Horvath of Bethlehem, she just won $300 thanks to that home run in the McDonald's home run jackpot. Well, it's nice to see Dominic Brown. He had a pretty good series against the Braves. He was hitting .364 coming in, and his first home run. Look at the reaction from the crowd.
Yeah, he knew it too, because the wind's going to help you out there today in that area. It's not in left and left center. You get one up in the air like that towards right field today, it could go out, and it did.
Well, what a way. Phillies up 2-0. And we mentioned Karen Horvath of Bethlehem wins the $300 and the McDonald's home run jackpot. David, the other part of the ceremonies today was kind of a neat tie into the 80 World Series where Mike Schmidt was back and George Brett was back.
Yeah,
got the first pitch.
It was really nice of George to be a part of this, and you know, it's really brings back great memories for those of us who were around at that time. But you also realize how little we've seen the Royals through the years since that series, and I think George and Schmidt have become pretty good friends through the years, from what I understand, and they were looking forward to this opportunity. So it was a great opportunity for us to showcase them.
A little symbolism too with Dickie Knowles bringing out one of the first
and
pitches.
Then it was great that George gave Dickie a nice hug there before he handed him the ball.
That was a pretty intense meeting they had back in 1980. That
sure
day
was.
game.
Sure was.
That was game 4 of the World Series, and well, he kind of knocked George down that game.
Well, there is George with Mike Schmidt. We're going to be chatting with both those guys in just a little bit. Sort of reminisce about the 80 World Series and 2 tremendous Hall of Fame careers.
You know, when you talk about Dominic coming up through the system, the other benefit of that is all the people that work for you throughout the system. I mean, whether it's the scout that selected him, and then all the development people that work with him, because as his fortunes go, they go with him. You know, they're attached to a player like that, and you know, it's so nice to see you know, one of your own develop from that standpoint too, because it's a feel-good story for everybody that was involved in his development.
And I think what we said before, the confidence you can see in everything he does, is just so much more relaxed. And I've always said it, his family did a great job raising him, because he's
he's a wonderful young man,
considerate.
And one of the things that's really important for him now is healthy.
Yeah.
He's been banged up so much in his career, getting hurt in the outfield and little things, diving for balls, hurting his hand. And
he had that
wrist.
hamate bone that so many of our hitters have had through the years, and
3-2 pitch to Kratz, and he pops it foul over the third base side.
You know, it becomes the pressure of expectations too, Wheels, in the sense that the player himself hears about his progress and how he's respected throughout the game, and the organization starts to believe, well, we expect him to be here by a certain date. And when that doesn't materialize at the same timetable, it creates doubters on both sides. It creates doubters, obviously, within the player's mind, but also to some degree with the organization. So it's just great that it's clicking for him at this point.
And you think that when he came up,
that ball's hit well to right field. It's a bullet off the bat of Eric Kratz, and it's gone. A home run, the second one of the inning for the Phillies, and they lead it 3-0.
This is one of my better booth visits.
You want to stay for the rest of the game?
You know, when you came walking in, I thought this is not a good sign. You have been a real run producer for the opposition.
Thanks a lot.
Well, you don't forget those things. You know us.
I can't deny it either.
You brought it up.
I did. I absolutely did.
We're talking about how tough it is to hit a home run to left field today. When you get a BB like this, it'll cut through the wind.
Well, he's one strong young man.
Oh, he is. Oh, he's real strong.
There's Kendrick, who waves at the first pitch. It's 0-1.
We're starting to say that when Brownie came up, or at the same time, he's being compared to Hayward and Stanton.
Yep.
And both of those guys came on a lot quicker, obviously. And whether it was fair or unfair, that's just the way it was.
Well, and you know, you remember the circumstances. I mean, when he first came up, he had that great early opportunities, and then we elected to keep him that year as an extra player because he could do certain things, and he presented a threat off the bench in August and September, but he didn't get the playing time, and then as a result of that, things stagnated for him, I guess is the best word, and now it's back to going well.
How about Kyle Kendrick setting one to deep left field? Oh, the top of the wall. Oh, Kendrick will have to stop it.
Better drop anchor there.
Really. He's kicked the bag just now. I can't believe that didn't go out. They love it. This guy's throwing a lot of fastballs, and they are hitting this fastball.
Kyle Kendrick's another guy to root for, isn't he?
Yeah.
He really is.
He really is. He was talking the other day about how we were just discussing opening day, and I said, well, how are you going to keep the adrenaline rush down? He goes, I'm not really sure just yet. He goes, I think I'm just going to go out, soak it in a little bit, and try to get through the first couple of innings.
He's thinking about his home run trot there, and he almost tripped over the bag.
He has been refreshingly honest through the years, no question about it.
Look at Ryan Howard, who knows how to round the bases with the best of them.
Right.
That's funny. Now watch what happens here. He thinks it's out. Ooh, he almost missed the bag. Then he kicked the bag up. Gosh, how did that go out? I gave him my best ball. It's into the wind.
Well, he's aboard with one out. Phillies have 2 runs in here in the second. They're up 3-0. And now Ben Revere, the batter. Revere struck out his first time up.
This is a guy with some personality.
Yeah, he's an instant meet and greet guy, isn't he? We asked him when you think about it, quite a challenge because of who he was replacing. We asked him to go on that Phillies cruise this year. He had joined us one week, and within a week he was asked to go with a whole bunch of strangers and Phillies fans, meaning strangers as far as staff people. And from all reports, from Rich Doobie to Ryan Sandberg and others, Charlie, that were on that cruise. I mean, Ben can light up a room when he walks in one. There's no question.
Dave Island went out there to talk to Davis, and he finally threw a curveball. I was like, you guys maybe ought to try and mix him up a little bit. The Phillies are wailing his fastball.
Outside corner, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike now to Revere. Now, this is a good start for the Phillies. You see Davis, 20 pitches so far in this inning alone. Now, they've hit 2 home runs, a solo shot by Brown, a solo shot by Kratz.
Kendrick had gone deep, he would have to come back a lot more.
Well, he would probably want him to come back more. You want to win the pitcher's contest. There's a foul ball, and it's 2-2. David, was there one thing that you were looking forward to with the start of this season? As you turn the page to the 10th year here at the ballpark?
Well, the thing we always come back to is the fan support, Tom. I mean, it as wonderful as this facility has been, as far as what we had hoped it would be. it actually has exceeded expectations by the way our fans have received it. I mean, every time I look at Ashburn now and see people standing out there, I just think, wow, you know, sure, it was Utah Street and Camden Yards that gave us the idea, but we said, well, we just need to make it a little bit bigger and maybe a little bit more open and a focal point. And it's just, you know, I always believe success for our organization comes with the number of smiles on people's faces. And, you know, opening day is one of those days where, you almost always feel good because of the excitement of the fans as there we see them coming into the ballpark. And, you know, we've fallen into this habit of having our players walk through the fans and come onto the field that way. And it's a bit of a symbolic gesture, but it's something we really believe in.
Escobar is able to turn the double play, but the Phillies get 2 runs on 2 solo home runs. David, we appreciate it very much. We appreciate you coming up and appreciate the offense that you provided also.
My pleasure. I'm glad I did something.
Well, this is what he did. He helped dominant ground with his first home run of the year. Then a couple batters later, Eric Kratz with a bullet to left field. And all of a sudden, the Phillies have a 2-0 lead as we go to the third. For the third here at Citizens Bank Park. 6 hits already for the Phils offense, including 2 solo home runs. Time now for the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com, go to the fans section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wills, the question is, name the Royal that came in second to Fred Lynn in the 1975 American League MVP voting. The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Got an idea for that one?
Not right now. I did. Something jumped right out at me, but I don't think it's right.
On behalf of everyone, we want to wish you the best of luck in figuring it out.
Yeah, sure you do. They can't wait to hit that buzzer.
Now we go to the third. It'll be Wade Davis to lead it off for the Royals. Davis, Gordon, Escobar, 9-1-2 for Kansas City. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to Wade Davis. Wade Davis is 2 for 5 in his major league career as a hitter.
Yeah, this is one of the things that this hurts the Royals because Billy Butler's not in their lineup. This is a guy hit 29 home runs for them last year and over 100 runs knocked in. And that's the thing about an American League team. They have a DH, and a lot of times that DH, you can't hide him anywhere.
Yeah, like Butler's been a first baseman and an outfielder.
Yeah, but I think the Red Sox would use Ortiz once in a while in this park just to get him into a game and then hold their breath that they could get the lead and get him out of there.
But they'd have to put Adrian Gonzalez at the time out in the outfield.
Right, and that was another thing. You'd have to move a guy that you didn't want to. So in this case, to put Butler on the bench really helps the Phillies.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Davis.
He's one of the many #1 picks they have on their team. Big time #1s.
Yeah, Butler is a lifetime 300 hitter. As Wheels mentioned, he had 20 more than 20 home runs and more than 100 RBIs last year. Hit .313. He was the designated hitter of the year.
Yeah, he's a force.
And a strikeout as Davis waves at the 2-2 pitch.
And that's what you have instead. You have you hope an out in their lineup in their pitcher hitting.
One away, back to the top of the order for Alex Gordon. Let's check in with Murph. Murph, what's Kyle Kendrick feeling out there right now?
Well, I think he's probably feeling pretty good. You know, you started off the telecast, guys, talking about the transformation of Kyle Kendrick last season. And we all remember the story where he had the conversation with Charlie Emanuel, then he had a conversation with Rich Doobie, and he had a conversation with his father. And all three of the guys were telling him the same thing. It was time for him to, really step up and become the kind of pitcher they all believed he could be. Well, you looked at the numbers in the second half numbers compared to the first. They certainly didn't lie. An ERA of 4.81. He was just 2-8 in that first half of the season, but he turned it all around, as you mentioned. 9-4 in the second half of the season. An ERA of just 2.87, and opponents hitting just 2.18 against him. And it was when he went to that changeup, his wheels, as you mentioned, and kind of, put the cutter on the back burner, and he just kind of changed his philosophy. And you talk about confidence with Don Brown. I think you saw confidence with Kyle Kendrick in the second half of the season as well. And now, obviously, as the fourth starter, the Phillies hoping that he can just keep it up this year.
Well, Murph, what he had to do was find a pitch to get left-handed hitters out. And the changeup, the cutter works, you can get him off the plate a little bit, and then the changeup, he's really gotten better.
Then Revere comes diving in to make a wonderful catch for the second out here in the third.
Wow. Well, he got a great break on that, too. You watch him so far, and you don't know what kind of a route runner he is yet because we haven't seen him that much. But in that case, he can play shallow today with the wind blowing in. He got a tremendous jump on that and then just outran it. Watch him protect himself, too, when he goes and catches it. See what he does, the way he cups his arm? And that's the way outfielders have to do so they don't get hurt.
Kyle Kendrick certainly appreciated that, as did the sold-out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. Here's Escobar with 2 away. And he takes a pitch outside. It's 1-0.
The thing about our broadcast location, you really get to watch center fielders on what kind of routes they run and the jumps they get on balls. And, as the season goes along, we'll get a good feel for Revere being up high like this.
Just to put a bow on what Murph was talking about with his story about Kendrick, he had a pretty straightforward conversation with Rich Doobie.
Oof.
And they've had a number of them over the years. And Rich basically said, you need to change or you're not going to be in the big leagues. And that was part of the conversation that Kyle had with his dad, that he had with Charlie, that he had with Rich. Rich was probably more frank than anybody else and should be credited with the success finally getting through to Kyle. But you look at the numbers, fastball 51%, changeup 32% after the All-Star break. Before that, changeup 18%. Fastball 45%, and then the cutter 29%.
It made him throw his changeup to the point where even if you get hurt, you have to throw that because you're not getting left-handed hitters out, and these teams are going to stack their lineup with left-handed hitters, and you're not going to pitch up here very long.
3 balls and 1 strike to count. It's the first 3-ball count of the day for Kendrick. And that pitch just missed. Escobar thought it might have been a strike. So for the 3rd straight inning, he's had a 2-out base runner. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Tigers and Prince Fielder have defeated the Yankees 8-3 in their opener. Fielder with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs for Detroit.
See him in person this year as the Phillies play out in Detroit.
Rick Porcello got the win, Ivan Nova the loss. And it's 0-1 to Hosmer as he throws that changeup.
Right, and there's the point with the changeup. Hosmer is trying to make it 3-2 with 1 swing. He knows the wind's blowing out to right field. He's a pull hitter, and he wanted to get one up and go first ball fastball hunting, and he didn't get it. They have some speed in their lineup. Escobar being one of those guys that can run, steal bags, and they just want to make sure that they're aware of him over there so he doesn't try to steal second, maybe get into scoring position.
A little low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mentioned the fact that Billy Butler is the DH normally. There's nowhere to play him. That's because Hosmer is considered one of the best young first basemen in all of baseball.
You're looking at 3 guys in their lineup today. 2 of them were number 2 in the draft overall, and another one was 3rd in the draft overall. And then they have a pitcher who was number 2 overall. So they've had some bad teams, and they've really made some good picks in their drafts. And the key, Tom, is they signed them. You can pick all the guys you want high, and then if you can't sign them, what good's it going to do you?
Yeah, they have one guy, Aaron Crow, who they took in the first round, who they signed, who was taken in the first round the year before by the Nationals, who couldn't sign him.
Well, they signed Strasburg and Harper, unfortunately.
To a 2 the count as he whacks that changeup foul.
These guys were just smoking in spring training. In Arizona, they were scoring runs. They won a ton of games down there. And it doesn't mean anything when the season starts. But Ned Yost thinks he has a team that can score some runs eventually. They were playing on some cold weather out in Chicago, and the White Sox basically shut them down, even though they did win one game.
Runner goes, pitches high, Kratz's throw to second also high. And it's the second stolen base of the season for Escobar.
Great time to steal. Trying to get in a scoring position with 2 outs. Look at this, what they did down there. That's really impressive. Of course, you leave it all down there, too.
Yeah, they won 11 games to start spring training.
Or out there in their case, because they're in Arizona now. They used to be in Florida for a lot of years.
The fact that they average nearly 7 runs per game.
Unbelievable.
And a called strike 3. 2-seamer right on the inside part of the plate. Second strikeout of the inning for Kendrick. And he's leaves one in scoring position. Part of the reason he left one is because Ben Revere did not allow the Royals to have a big inning. A spectacular play on Alex Gordon. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. By Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Last of the 3rd, 3-0 Phillies on top. A run in the first, 2 in the second. And now Jimmy Rollins will lead it off here in the 3rd. Rollins singled and scored the first run of the day for the Phillies. Ball and 1 strike the count.
Davis starts to try and mix it up a little bit here next time through the lineup.
Wade Davis was one of the big stories last year for the Tampa Bay Rays when he was put into the bullpen.
Well, you know, you're in the bullpen. You can throw a pitch or 2 and get away with it. You have to have more as a starter. Now he's just gone curveball, changeup, curveball. Totally different than the way he was pitching earlier when they were just hitting his fastball all over the place.
3-1 the count. be Rollins, Utley, and Howard for the Phillies. And it's 3-2. Last year, after the All-Star break, Davis, as a relief pitcher, had 22 scoreless appearances. He only made 25 for the Rays. Rollins hits one to center field, playable for Kane. And there's the first out. A reminder from Budweiser, great times are waiting. Designated driver. Utley singled his first time up. His average now at 500. He is 6 for 12 in the first week of games. And a breaking pitch that's a little outside. It's 1-0. Two balls and no strikes. Both teams began the season 1-2. The Royals were in Chicago to take on the White Sox. The Phils, of course, came home last night from Atlanta. Ned Yost, who the Phillies last saw as the manager of the Brewers, where he spent 6 years, is in his 4th season as the manager of the Kansas City Royals.
Well, depending on where you play early in the season, you can really get caught with cold weather. Last spring was really nice. It seemed like all around the country. This year, more seasonable and cooler, and hot teams can have trouble with their offense early because of the weather. And you have to pitch well a lot of times early in the season. You want to get off to a good start. Catch a ball, 3 outs, those kind of things, little things in games.
Didn't seem to bother Cliff Lee last night.
No. Well, he shut that down pretty good last night. And that was an example of a cold night, and it wasn't a great hitter's night, especially against that kind of pitching.
2-2 the count as Utley swings through that pitch. Davis kind of walked away after he threw that pitch. I don't know if he stumbled or what, but he kind of walked away from home plate. I don't know, maybe he thought it was strike 3.
Not yet. Well, he's been a little upset with himself, too, because he's made some bad pitches and they've hurt him. Been in the middle of the plate a lot with his fastball.
Off the end of the bat, out toward left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Utley's now 2 for 2. He'll pull into second and stop there. It's a 1-out double.
You know, there's a lot of things about Chase Utley that's so much better to watch, and you know that he's back, and that's one right there. When he drives an off-speed pitch like that, look at him wait on it, and then hammer it to left center field. Utley, when he was healthy, could hit the ball the other way as well as any left-handed hitter in the league. Not for power necessarily, but for doubles, just like that. You get a lot of doubles, you score a lot of runs, and you're really a big-time player, and that's what Utley is.
Gordon went out there. The wind was kicking up all over the place. You saw the hot dog wrappers and the warning track starting to roll around a little bit. Here's Howard, had an RBI single his first time up.
Great game to get a nice lead in, too, because the shadows are going to start to take over pretty soon.
0-1 the count.
A lot of pitches already for Davis.
They throw behind Utley, and he's able to dive back.
You heard about that guy. He really likes to throw behind the plate, and you can see why. He can throw. I'm sure they were warned about him before the game. It's like when Pudge was around. Pudge Rodriguez, they told runners, do not drop your head when you're out there, or he'll get you.
Yadier Molina's that way right now for the Cardinals.
Well, when you have arms like those kind of guys, you love to throw.
0-2 the count. They do have the overshift on with Howard up with nobody over at first. So he has the hole at shortstop, which he has peppered a little bit, not only during spring training, but also the one time he had a hit before today. He was able to put it to that hole last night. Inside, 1-2. There goes Utley. Pitch is taken high. The throw to third hits Utley and kicks into foul territory.
It's a great job by Utley, because that's when you want to see a guy steal third when there's one out. Steal third with 2 outs, not that big a deal. And what a quick snap throw, too, by that catcher.
Royals are fortunate that it hit Chase, because it would have gone into left field.
Well, Mustankis does a pretty good job here of selling out and trying to catch it. Tom said it hits Chase Utley, but he stumbles a little bit too and still steals it. Good job. Now they're going to bring the infield in, which is not a lot of laughs from infielders with Howard up.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count for Ryan. He has an RBI already today. And with the infield in, Davis delivers. And a line drive base hit it to right field. It's 2 RBIs for Ryan Howard on the afternoon. Utley scores easily. 4-0 Phillies here in the bottom of the 3rd.
See, that's an out with a shift. That's why it's so nice for Ryan Howard once in a while to hit with a semi-normal defense. See, right there with the infield in, and he's able to smoke it into right field.
That ball may have been caught if the shift was on.
It is. It's an out if the shift's on. And that happens to him so many times. But the Royals didn't want to give up a cheap run on a ground ball. So in that case, they brought the infield in. And you get the RBI and you get a base runner out of it.
Michael Young grounded it to a double play. His only time up. And he takes out the outside corner. It's 0-1.
We got a fancy new telestrator this year with all kinds of neat stuff to learn.
So you're going to go with this the straight line wheels? Well, you're going to go to the dotted line or anything like that?
I wanted to go with something that was semi-easy.
Little circles going out there into right field.
Oh, man. I can get in a lot of trouble with this.
Through the hole, base hit to left field.
Well, they're going to get on the phone now and get somebody out. A lot of hard throwers out in that bullpen. There's Chase Utley with a double, stolen base. The 2 things he did in this inning you think about: driving the ball the other way and then stealing a bag. He just couldn't do that for a while.
Perez goes out to chat with Wade Davis. The second baseman Getz comes in, giving the bullpen a chance to start the throw. They've got a left-hander warming up in the bullpen for Kansas City. And it's Bruce Chen.
Yep, former Phil. They have 2 lefties, Tim Collins the other one, and then 5 right-handers.
Dominic Brown homered his first time up. And now time is called. Phillies already with 9 hits in 3 innings of work.
Well, they caught a right-hander today that's throwing a lot of fastballs. He's mixing up a little bit now. And with all these left-handed hitters, they're smoking it.
Dominic was 4 for 11 in the series against the Braves. And now 5 hits and 12 at-bats thanks to the home run. His first time up. In the dirt, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. I think we were calling for extra base hits during the series against the Braves. And the Phillies certainly have had the extra base hits today. They have 3. 3 of the 9 have gone for extra bases.
Well, that game last night just loosened them up. They won a game.
Charlie said before the ball game today when we were doing the show, he said they seem to be pretty relaxed even going into the game last night with Lee on the mound. On the outside corner, 1-2 the count. He's already at 60 pitches, and we're here in the third.
1 out in the third inning.
Dominic tried to stay alive. There was a pitch in that vicinity that was called strike 2, and I think he was worried if he didn't at least make an offer at it that it could be called a strike.
Here's what he did in the second inning. Got this ball up in the wind a little bit. Hit it pretty well, but a high pitch too for a left-handed hitter. Most left-handed hitters, they like that ball down. He did a pretty good job of getting on top of that and hitting it out of the ballpark. Tough to take that after that one that was a little close. That pitch is outside.
You know what I mean, though, about that second strike?
Sure.
That was in that same vicinity.
Sure, that'll make you protect. Unlikely they would run here on the 3-2 with Howard at second base and a left-handed hitter up and a clear shot at third if he swings and misses.
Jeff Kellogg is the crew chief with Chad Fairchild behind the plate. Eric Cooper, a veteran, at second. Paul Schreiber at third. 3-2 the count.
Gotta like that. Get an aggressive swing, pitches in, pull it. Hate to see a hitter hit a 3-2 pitch the other way. Foul it off the other way.
Popped him up. Infield fly roll is going to be called as the shortstop Escobar puts it away. So 2 outs here in the third.
He got in on.
A reminder, Philly fans, new show that will premiere on Monday afternoon on Comcast Sportsnet. It's Philly Sports Talk, weeknights at 5 p.m. The new way to talk Philly sports. More energy, faster pace, talk style. Each show starts with what's trending in Philly sports. Again, it premieres Monday night at 5 only on Comcast Sportsnet. Lance Nix flied out to right. His only time up. He's 0 for 1. And a breaking ball. That's a strike. It's 0 and 1. Nix hit a couple balls hard last night in that game against the Braves.
Oh, he one would have been way out first night, maybe even the second night with the rain.
That one is straight back and into the upper deck. Nix limited last year with a calf injury, hit .246 with 3 home runs. Ground ball right side. Gets to it. And the inning comes to a close. However, the Phillies tack on one more with an RBI single by Ryan Howard. When we come back, 2 of the greatest third basemen in baseball history, George Brett of the Kansas City Royals and the great Mike Schmidt, will be in the booth along with Sarge. That's when we get back. Okay.
30 seconds.
In Phillies history with more than 500 home runs, George Brett, 3,000 hits, a Hall of Famer, one of the clutch players in all of baseball history. Those two guys were tied together in the 1980 World Series, the World Series that the Phillies wound up winning. There's Schmidt's 500th home run in Pittsburgh. Finished with 548 career home runs. And how about that, a little get-together in Sports Illustrated back in August of 1981. And, of course, the World Series program from 1980. And both of the third basemen join us up here in the booth. Guys, thanks for coming on. How we doing, all right?
So far, not so good.
All right, Schmidt, how we doing so far?
We're doing good. We were just sitting over in the assistant GM's booth down the way here for the Royal assistant GM. And
yeah.
I was doing a lot of screaming and yelling, and I probably should have.
And I'm scratching my head, and JJ's scratching his head, saying, "Where's the team that played so well in spring training?"
This guy Kratz, man, he's going to be a regular catcher in the big league. Boom!
He's a good scout, this guy.
Yeah, he had to shoot it, too, because the wind was blowing so hard.
That looked like one of Sarge's old hits.
I work with this guy regularly. Boom! Home run.
Great call. He is strong, though. There's no question.
Well, as we begin the fourth inning, Salvador Perez leads it off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And, it was kind of neat seeing you two guys down on the field today throwing out the first pitch. And, George, I know that, during the course of your career, you accomplished an awful lot with the Royals as Kendrick barehands and throws. And there's one away. But for the Phillies fans here, obviously one of the brightest memories is the 80 World Series. What do you remember about the 80 World Series coming to Philadelphia?
Oh, I remember Dickie Knowles. Remember him real well. I remember Tug McGraw, Steve Carlton. I remember Schmitty. The one thing I remember most is late in the game when a guy hit a pop-up. Frank White hit a pop-up over at the old Veteran Stadium. Mm-hmm. And it bounced out of Pete Rose's glove, and Bob Boone caught it. And all the policemen and the horses on the field at the end of the game, Game 6, and losing the ball game. But it was a great experience coming here. First time back in Philly since the 80 World Series.
Wow. First time
back.
I wasn't sure if you'd come back in 2004 when the Royals were here. I couldn't remember if you were here or not.
Well, you were here to help in the ALS function one time.
Oh, well, I came in on an off night to do Phillies ALS auction one night here at the stadium. I've been real involved with ALS for years in Kansas City, and we decided to come in and help the Phillies raise some money.
Mustakas pops one foul. Eric Kratz with a basket attempt.
Yeah.
He made the catch.
And Michael
Where was
Young,
Bob
you worked
Boone
on
and
his
Pete Rose?
Where was he? You worked on his catching pop-ups too, didn't you?
No, if I might add to what George said, or add to George's comments, he's great with that. He loves to travel, help people out, and he's helping me out, and the Phillies out for sure this weekend. We started talking about this first ball ceremony way back in December with Debbie Nacito and Dave Buck, and can you get George Brett? Do you think George would come? We're opening with the Royals, and I said, are you kidding? George will do anything I ask him.
He's the greatest third baseman that ever lived.
Lorenzo Cade takes a strike.
I introduced him to Mike Moustakas today. I said, Moose, come here. I want to introduce you to somebody. He came over. He knew who Mike was, obviously. And I said, here's the greatest third baseman that ever played the game. And Mike Moustakas, you should have seen the eyes on his face. He was real excited.
I did see that exchange down in the field. I didn't know if you had met him before.
Yeah, but he said, I thought you were.
I was going to say, what was his reaction? Was he sheepish? Because,
well, it depends. It depends. Do you want to hit a home run and play good defense, or you want to hit singles and stretch into doubles?
I sure look a lot older than George Brett, though.
Well,
I am a lot older.
The 0-2 pitch to Cade in the air down the right field line. That'll be out of play. And it remains no balls and 2 strikes. Well, George, I'll ask you, I know this is your first time back seeing a game here in Philadelphia, and obviously Moustakas caught your first pitch. Juan Samuel caught Schmidt's first pitch. What do you think of the ballpark?
I love it. I really do. I think it's a great improvement over the old stadium here that I played in the 80 World Series. A baseball-only stadium in a baseball town. I think it's fantastic.
Kyle Kendrick's got his signs. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Okay, now time is called. Well, obviously, for the Phillies, the 70s, the 80 World Series is the culmination of some tough playoff games in the 70s. The same for the Royals. The 80 World Series was the culmination of those tough playoff games against the Yankees in the 70s, too.
I didn't realize that. They failed in 3 postseasons.
76, 77, 78.
American League Championship Series, just like we did.
Right.
Three previous years.
And when you guys got in 80, and your series with Houston, we talked about this earlier. I mean, what a series that was. We swept the Yankees in 3 games. So all of a sudden, we're sitting at the airport waiting to figure out where we're going to go.
Oh, you just sat and waited.
We thought we won the World Series when we beat the Yankees.
After all
Unfortunately,
those years.
we had to play the Phillies.
Well, the Phillies obviously won the World Championship in 1980. Kyle Kendrick works a 1-2-3. Top of the fourth. We'll spend some more time with George Brett and Mike Schmidt when we return to the ballpark. Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. By Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Well, there's the parade after the 80 World Series championship for the Phillies with the vet in the background. Phillies then had another parade in 2008 as Eric Kratz leads it off and takes a pitch outside. It's 1-0. That was probably the highlight of Schmidt's career, that parade and everything about it. But George, you guys got a chance to be part of a celebration too with the Royals, and I'm sure that was kind of the highlight for you guys as your career moved on too.
Yeah, winning a World Series, I think, tops everything that you've accomplished. It's funny when you win a World Series. I don't care if you're the clubhouse man, the 25th man on the team, the long man, the bullpen catcher. You feel as good as the guy that won the last game. You feel as good as the guy that got the base hit to win the last game of the World Series, and that's what. When finally winning one of those things that's when I realized the importance and what a town, the celebration of the town, how important it is for your team to go out there and perform well.
You talk to these young guys about it to this day?
We try to. A lot of these guys came up together. Hosmer, Moustakas, a lot of them came up together, and they won championships at every level they played at.
Yeah,
so they're used to winning, and we just got to get that attitude up here in the big leagues because we've lost for so many years.
That knockdown pitch, lost start. I know you mentioned Dickey.
Well,
earlier.
they get fined now. They get fined, suspended, and thrown out of the game. If you're making $10 million a year and you get fined for 5 games, what does that cost you?
Yeah.
Well, it's no balls and 1 strike to Kyle Kendrick with 1 man down. That ball got a piece of the home plate umpire, Chad Fairchild. You guys, Schmidt, you guys do appearances together, being in the Hall of Fame and everything like that? Are you guys all over the place together?
No, but we're available.
Sorry, do you want to throw your name into that hat too?
We've done a couple memorabilia shows.
George and I can do some comedy for about a half hour together.
I'm sure you
can.
Well,
let him tell you about how he sent a guy out to, he put a crew together to go out and find 1 more RBI.
You're so full of it. Schmitty and I were tied. And all of a sudden, about 5 years after I got inducted in the Hall of Fame, so probably 2004, all of a sudden I get an email from the Hall of Fame saying, hey, you had 1 more RBI than we thought you had. So I basically had to call Mike and tell Mike that I got 1 more RBI.
Your plaque?
I think they did. And they also said he's got 1 more than Mike Schmidt.
An extra line.
He one-ups me with everything. Brett does. Ask him when he was drafted.
I was the 29th player taken in the draft in '71. He was the 30th.
You were the 30th. That's right.
And I didn't know that until I read his book. Or until I glanced through his book. I didn't read the whole book.
When did you guys first meet? All-Star games? Was there an All-Star game that you first met?
Well, we talked about that at a press conference tonight. And George is like, he loves interleague play. I said, "Were you crazy? Remember back in the day when the All-Star game and the World Series had such charm? I only got to see George Brett once a year, and it was really a thrill to see him, you know, and or at least to see him up close and in person. I didn't know him. I was jealous as hell of him, and you know, if I ever could do it all over again and come back, I want to come back as George Brett.
And George wants to go back as a 500 home run.
George wants to play in Philly. I want to come back, and I'd like to try to play in Kansas City, but just for a couple games.
Just for a couple of games. We got you. Well, guys, listen. It's always a pleasure to see you guys.
Tom.
Thank you very much for coming on today. We appreciate it.
Good seeing you again.
It's the start of what will be a great weekend here in Philadelphia. The Phils and the Kansas City Royals. We go to the top of the 5th here at Citizens Bank Park. Brewed cup of Green Mountain coffee. K-Cups delivered in all the flavors you love. By who but W.B. Mason. Well, we've completed our first 4 innings here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies on top 4-0. Kyle Kendrick will face the bottom of the Royals order. It begins with Jeff Francoeur, followed by Chris Gatz and Wade Davis, or at least the pitcher's spot. Kyle, so far, Sarge has been able to control the adrenaline and has kept the ball down in the strike zone, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and usually that only lasts, though, for at least 1 or 2 batters. After that, you kind of settle down and you know what you're trying to do, and you go out there and do it. That shouldn't be able to carry on 3, 4, 5 innings. If you're throwing a no-hitter or something like that, okay. But he should be settled down now and concentrating on those ground balls and making his pitches. He's looking good, though.
0-1 the count to Francoeur, and that pitch is upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike.
How about Mike saying he wants to come back as George Brett? And the reason why, you know, right? Wants to hit 300.
Right.
That's right. Although he did hit 300 one year.
He has said that before, though, where he, you know, and Wheels has talked about that. Harry used to talk about that, how Schmitty, you know, 548 home runs, that was great and everything like that, but he wanted to be a guy that would move the runner from first to third.
Well, he wanted to be a complete player to be able to hit 300. One of the strike years, I believe, that he hit 300. And if you don't have 500 at bats, that doesn't count.
Francoeur tried to check. They appeal. No swing, says the first base umpire. It's 2-2.
Francoeur, one of those kind of guys that's a free swinger. Debatable, probably the best arm in both leagues. Plays right field. A lot of guys don't like to run on him.
It's been a pretty good fit in Kansas City, too, because of his veteran leadership. He's always been considered one of the best clubhouse guys in baseball.
Plus, a smaller market. He's in tremendous shape. You know, and then you don't get the scrutinize that you do with some of the other cities. So he can go out there and play virtually and have fun, basically.
Ground ball to first. Ryan Howard is there, and he'll win the race to the bat. Thursday, April 18th, the Phillies will get involved in a 4-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals. All fans coming to the ballpark on Thursday, the 18th, will receive the Expedex 2013 schedule magnet. Friday, the 19th, a tribute to Jackie Robinson. Then, of course, there you see the Citizens Bank Fanatic Birthday free time-traveling Fanatic DVD to fans 14 and under. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Chris Getz popped out to short. Or I should say popped out to shallow center field to the shortstop Jimmy Rollins. And he lines one to right center field for a base hit. That's only his second hit of the season. And Revere will hold him at first.
Good throw, right on the money. Sometimes if you don't have a strong arm, by getting to the ball quickly and getting it in, just as effective.
Well, Miguel Tejada is going to pinch hit for the Royals. So Wade Davis is done after 4 innings. He allowed 9 hits and 4 runs. And now Tejada, who was signed as a free agent this past offseason by the Royals, made the club out of spring training. This is his first or second plate appearance. He walked in his only other appearance this year.
Well, he ended up having just an awesome baseball classic and hitting the ball, line drives, playing third base. A lot of times you can work yourself right back into a major league uniform by playing in the baseball classic. Has happened to a few guys.
Well, Jose Valverde just got a minor league contract with his old team, the Tigers. And some of that was based on the fact he stayed sharp in the baseball classic.
Plus, too, you know, you start playing this, starting the season, you don't get those games saved. You start looking around real quick.
0-1 the count to Tejada. Phillies play for 2. Ground ball left side. It'll be tough to turn, too. Rollins flips to second, not in time. Might have been better suited going to first. I don't know if they would have gotten Tejada. It was a tough play. But it's going to turn out to be a base hit for Miguel Tejada.
Yeah, just couldn't get it out of the glove. And you're right. Would have been better going to first base. Tejada, a slower runner. Take a look at it as he comes in. Here's that little bobble right there that actually cost him. If he gets it right away, bam, and been able to throw it. There's that little bobble. Well, too late then. Still had a chance. However, I thought Tejada going to first base.
Well, they do score a base hit for Miguel Tejada, so his first of the year, and it brings Alex Gordon to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He was robbed by Ben Revere his last time up on a fly ball to center. A changeup on the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
One of the reasons they're so enthusiastic about this Royals team is the young talent they have, but the talent that they've had to come up together. And there's something about that, George. Brett mentioned that these guys have come up and they've been winning. Well, you develop a winning attitude as you take a look at Ned Yost, Royals manager. Just a matter of time. They're starting to get a lot of respect, however, with a lot of the other teams in the American League.
Line drive, base hit to right field. Getz is going to be held at third as Lance Nix's throw comes in quickly. So the bases are now loaded. Well, that's 3 straight hits with 1 man down here in the 5th.
This is when he now needs that ground ball, and Rich Dubie's going to go out and talk with him to see if he can do just that.
Well, 65 pitches so far for Kyle. Obviously, this is the first inning that he's run into a little bit of trouble.
And keep in mind, too, they've been very aggressive, too, on that first pitch.
For years, StubHub has been the place to find great Phillies tickets. And this season, you can get more with your tickets thanks to StubHub Fan Rewards. So get to StubHub and grab your seats today. Today's ball game is a sellout here at Citizens Bank Park.
Yep.
And it's standing room only all over the yard. From Ashburn Alley up to the Budweiser rooftop, to the bleacher seats out in right center field above Ashburn Alley. And look at all the people.
A little bit of a crosswind to right field.
First pitch a little low, 1-0 to Escobar.
See, that's where you want that ground ball, when it's kind of down and away. You don't want the ball up in the zone unless that's up and in where you can jam the hitter. He's looking for a ground ball.
Here he goes. He gets the ground ball. Howard's coming home with it. They get the force at the plate, and there are 2 outs.
That's a great play. Now, don't get a chance to see Ryan Howard make a lot of plays throwing that ball to home. And that's another play that has to do with confidence. It's an easy play to be able to throw and hit that target, but when you haven't been doing it and doing it a lot, now take a look at your runner. He's off and running. He picks it, no hesitation whatsoever, and gives him a good toss. No chance, however, for a double play. Take a look at it. He sets himself and he throws the ball. Took a little off on it. That's okay. Better than being by the screen thrown very hard.
Here's Hosmer, who's 1 for 2. Singled his first time up. And the first pitch cutter inside and low, 1-0.
You almost kind of hold your breath a little bit when that ball goes to Howard until he gets to the target.
That wasn't even a step and throw either. He threw without really a stride across his body.
And maybe that's the best way. Results of what we're looking for. Good pitch.
Toyota Major League Scoreboard. The Rockies are leading the Padres 4-1. Troy Tulowitzki's had a good start to the season for Colorado. He has a double and 2 RBIs in that ball game. Fights it off. It's 2-2. Call the pitch here, Sarge. 2-2. Bases loaded. 2 outs. What are you thinking?
A little change up, down and away. And I say that too. He set him up already. He's thrown, that fastball that's in. Now he threw one that's up. Now he can get him away in. If he had a really nice slider, hard slider, he doesn't throw that much anymore, that would be a pitch too.
Oh, he does throw the change. Yeah. Oh, no, it's a fastball. It was a sinker. So the sinker or backdoor cutter?
Well, it almost looked like his changeup just by the way that he was gripping the ball. Take a look at it, and no, two-seamer.
Yeah, that's a cutter. He was trying to backdoor the cutter a little bit there.
Fans going on sound on that one. Was outside.
Runners go. 3-2 pitch in the air down the right field line. It's going to hook foul.
It was a good 2-2 pitch, though. All going away. Again, same thing here, 3-2. Want to make sure that he hits your pitch.
Line drive, base hit it to right field. 1 run will score. Here comes the second run. The throw goes to second. It'll be a 2-run single, and it's a 4-2 ball game.
Wow. Got to give him credit. He got those hands through. on the inside part of the plate. Solid line drive. Nick's doing the proper thing and throwing the ball to second. Don't want to throw it home and then have runners on second and third. You see that ball. He learned on that pitch. As that ball comes right back, he started it on the inside. There's the throw to second base.
Well, now it's a 2-run game here in the top of the 5th. And Salvador Perez, who's 0 for 2, is the hitter with runners on first and third. And he takes on the outside corner, 0-1.
Well, that was good clutch hitting there with 2 outs.
Hosmer over at first, Escobar at third. Over towards second, Chase Utley knocks it down, and he has time, partly because Perez, he didn't drop the bat till he was halfway up the line. 2-run score in the inning for the Royals. They cut the lead to 2. Time for a little Chicky and Pete's French fries. Grab fries when we come back. For your iPhone, your iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10, At Bat delivers Phillies baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text At Bat to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Bottom of the 5th inning, the Royals will head to their bullpen after they scored 2 runs in their half of the 5th, and they'll bring out the veteran Bruce Chen. Chen last year 11-14 with an earned run average of 5.07. And with the changes the Royals made to their starting rotation, the acquisition of Wade Davis, the acquisition of James Shields, Chen has found himself in the bullpen for the Kansas City Royals. I think think about the Phillies fans, if they were asked back in 2001 if Bruce Chen would still be in the big leagues, I don't think anybody would say yes. But Chen, who made his major league debut in 1998 with the Atlanta Braves, is still around, a lifetime 71-72 major league record. And he has been everywhere, it seems.
Well, when you're left-handed, you can throw strikes, you have a chance to have a job. That ERA, though, a little over 5. Look out.
He's been in the big leagues with the Braves, of course the Phillies in 2000 and 2001. The New York Mets, the Montreal Expos, Cincinnati Reds, Houston Astros, Baltimore Orioles, Texas Rangers, and of course the Kansas City Royals. He's been with Kansas City since 2009. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
Well, certainly not going to overpower you. Trying to hit his spots. There's that fastball. Look at that. That's 85. So when he comes in, it's more of a surprise than anything else. Coming in right now with a fastball.
On the outside corner, according to Chad Fairchild. One out here in the 5th. I wonder where Murph is today. Sarge, what do you think?
It's all over the ballpark.
All right, Murph, where are you? You got a new spot?
Well, I do indeed have a new spot. In fact, it's time for our public service announcement of the day. Because, as you know, I'm an Irishman, and I have found the new beer garden out here it's right center field. It's behind Section 102. Let me tell you something. They have 32 different beers right here, and they are serving them up. You should see the lines. The lines are going all the way back to Bull's Barbecue. Check out the Alley Brewing Company lager right here in front of me. This is the one that's made specially for Citizens Bank Park for here in the beer garden. I haven't tried it yet. Keyword yet.
I was going to say, but you will.
But I will. But can I get you guys anything right now? Can I get you an Alley lager, guys? Here,
Alley lager will be fine. I think there's a Stella back there. I mean, Sarge will like a Stella.
Yeah. We'll get him one of those, too.
It's almost as if Murph has done that before.
No, there's no question in my mind he's done it before.
I've done it once or twice. FCC regulations prohibit me from drinking this right now.
I got you. 2-1 the count to Chase Utley. Well, there are a number of different spots, new spots around the ballpark that you can visit. Of course, the beer garden, where it sounds like Murph is back at St. Joseph's University. And he's brought his friends with him.
You know, guys, I've been told I have the best job in the world.
Oh, boy.
I have the best job in the world. I really do.
Unbelievable.
Well, that's one of a handful of new spots,
guys.
including cheers.
Cheers
Murph.
to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I got like 900 new friends right now.
There's the 2-2 to Utley. And a wave and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chen. Murph's going to find some other new things in the ballpark as we go along today. Ryan Howard is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs this afternoon. An RBI in the first, an RBI in the third. Folks probably wondering about the uniforms the Phillies are wearing today. Obviously, these are their normal home uniforms.
Yeah.
During day games, they usually wear the cream throwback uniforms. They will. But just for today, since it's opening day, they decided to go with the traditional red pinstripe. Tomorrow, of course, a night game here at the ballpark. And then Sunday, when you look at Ryan Sandberg in the third base coach's box, he'll be wearing the normal day uniforms that the Phillies instituted a few years back.
I let him go here, 3-0. Get you that RBI, hit, all at the same time. He's taking all the way. You know, even when guys take the ball, I still feel they got to take it like you're going to hit it. You want to be in that hitting position and keep your eye on the ball when you're doing that.
Ooh, he said he went on that, Sarge. He didn't call that a strike. He said he went.
Yeah. I think once Howard realizes, didn't think he went on that.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball foul.
No, when you figure out, I mean, he's throwing 87 for his fastball. So therefore, in the major leagues, a hitter, you don't have to cheat on that ball, meaning almost kind of starting your swing. You have time to really look at the ball and determine whether or not it's a ball or a strike.
Howard hits it hard on one hop. Hosmer is there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bruce Chen. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. We've completed 5. They're lined up to, well, maybe say hi to Murph, but also to visit the new beer garden here at Citizens Bank Park. the Phillies' most consistent pitcher a season ago. With injuries in the Phillies' rotation, someone needed to step up, and Cole did just that, striking out a career-high 216 batters on his way to a career-best 17 wins. The left-hander was rewarded with a contract extension, and Phillies fans will be rewarded with his talents for many years to come. It was a great year for number 35, and it is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross, changing the game. Well, the Fanatic and I guess Elvis, or an impersonator, are all part of the entertainment in between innings.
Yep.
As we go to the top of the sixth. There was not one Elvis, Sarge. There were a handful of Elvises out there.
Yeah. Pretty big, too. I guess they tried to get him close to the Fanatic size. Good job.
Moustakas leads it off, and he lines the first pitch to right field for a base hit.
Yeah, he's starting to get the ball up. That's a true sign of a pitcher really getting a little tired. We'll see how much longer they're going to obviously let him go.
Well, the bullpen is starting to loosen a little bit. Jeremy Horse is out there throwing.
You know, and it's no secret. I mean, pitchers like Kyle, and they'll tell you, hey, I got to have ground balls to be successful in the league. You gotta be able to have it, and especially if you're not able to strike hitters out on a consistent basis.
Lorenzo Cain is grounded out. He's also struck out. A little low with the first pitch. It's 1-0. Cain hit .450 during spring training for Kansas City. Out towards shortstop. Rollins is going to have to hurry to get one. Do they get two? Nope, not in time. Well, Jimmy got to that ball quickly, and his release was fast to second. Made that play over at first even closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Well, that's why he wins Gold Gloves too. That was a really good turn. Yeah, Cain did beat the throw. Kind of slow developing. The ball wasn't hit as hard too. When you got to come in as a shortstop and then throw back, a lot of times you're not going to get that runner.
Francoeur 1 for 2. Fly ball right field. Playable for Lance Nix. Two outs. Chris Guest is the batter. Time now to take a look at the Coors Light Freeze Cam from this afternoon's ball game. The festivities. Charlie Manuel and Mayor Michael Nutter. And of course, as David Montgomery said, the biggest flag he's ever seen. Michael Nutter greeting Jimmy Rollins as he came through the center field wall. That guy with a big old fist. Charlie Manuel and the Fanatic. The red carpet treatment that the Phillies have traditionally received on opening day. But of course, a chance to take the field to begin the 2013 home schedule. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Guest singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2.
Looks like he was leaning just a little. A lot of those clubs will do that. This will be one of them, Kansas City. You got to continue to play your game even if you are behind. Seen Ben Revere do that where he's been trying steal bases and he's been successful if the team has been behind. Still puts pressure on the opposition when you're trying to get into scoring position.
At the knees, and it's 0-1. Just saw J.C. Gutierrez out in the bullpen for the Royals. Chen is on deck. He's out in the on-deck circle at this moment.
Well, these are all still big games, even though they're early. You're going to try and win as many as you possibly can, just for tough times. The clubs that you think that you should beat, and I would feel that Kansas City Royals are one of those. Important to win the series, but these are the teams that you want to think about sweeping after you win that first game. And I do know they're a good hitting ball club, but the fact is, you know, you have a veteran ball club here, and that prize of getting into postseason, I mean, it looms in this division early on.
See Ned Yost, the manager of the Royals, standing next to Billy Butler, who has a bat, so he may pinch hit if the pitcher spot comes up.
I think that Butler's supposed to play tomorrow at first base.
Well, he can. That's first base, and he has played some outfield. He's more built like a first baseman at this point. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Chris Getz. There's Billy Butler. And he just hooks one into right field, a base hit. That's going to get the base runner from first, Lorenzo Cain, over to third. And up to second goes Getz. That's good base running. And he's 2 for 3. And the Royals have the tying run in scoring position with runners on second and third, and Billy Butler is going to come up to pinch hit.
Now that's just cutting down your swing as he hooks that ball into right field. Take a look at it. Not trying to do too much with it. Got away with a ball that was on the outside part of the plate to be able to do that. See Nick's coming in and just getting it in as quick as he can. Right fields there, have runners on second and third, or the Royals. He wants to make sure, though, again, control damage.
Horst is in the pen. Mike Adams, you see him stretching out behind Jeremy Horst. And Billy Butler has been introduced as the pinch hitter for the Royals.
Well, you're absolutely right. Built more like a first baseman.
Every time the Phillies retire, the opposing team 1-2-3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. So far, Kyle Kendrick has a 1-1-2-3 inning. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Billy Butler last year had 107 runs batted in for the Royals, and they're going to put him on. I guess that was the move. Yeah. And that was part of the conversation they were having.
Yeah, probably have Kyle walk this hitter.
And then maybe to go to Horst with Alex Gordon in the on-deck circle.
Yep.
Alex Gordon, a left-handed hitter.
In today's game, too, they just don't bring relievers in usually to throw 4 balls. They always ask the pitcher that's in there, basically, if they're going to walk them to do just that.
Now, with first base open, you kind of expected this is what they would do to Butler, so he's been intentionally walked. Charlie Manuel still hovering around the dugout. Now he's going to start walking over toward Rich Doobie and out of the stairs, and Alex Gordon is not going to get a chance to face Kyle Kendrick. So Kendrick's day is going to come to a close after 5 2/3 innings. Here on opening day, he's thrown 88 pitches, but with a runner at third, a runner at second, a runner at first, he's not going to fool around. He's going to go lefty on lefty. Pretty good job today by Kyle Kendrick.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you know, anytime he can give his team a chance to win, and he has certainly done that. Almost hitting a home run to boot.
Well, he gets a nice reaction from the crowd as he leaves. We've got a pitching change here this afternoon here at Citizens Bank Park. It's an AT&T call to the bullpen. Jeremy Horst is coming in. The bases are loaded, and Alex Gordon is due up for the Royals. Sunday afternoon. A 1:35 first pitch. All fans 14 and under will receive the Ryan Howard wiffle ball set. Compliments of IBEW Local 98. Order your tickets at Phillies.com. You can get seats for tomorrow night's game at 7:05 start. And it's Sunday afternoon's ball game, which is a 1:35 start. Kyle Kendrick's done 5 2/3, 8 hits, 3 strikeouts, but he's responsible for the 3 base runners. The bases are loaded. Alex Gordon is the batter. He's the leadoff hitter against left-hander Jeremy Horst. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Monday's no decision against the Braves when he went 2 innings, had 2 strikeouts.
We talked about that in spring training, about Charlie having trust in a pitcher to bring him in these situations, and he wants them to be able to throw strikes, but quality strikes.
A line drive toward the alley in right center field. Nick's on the run. He's not going to get there. This is going to clear the bases. The Royals are going to take the lead. Gordon's on his way to third. The throw by Utley not in time. It's a 5-4 ball game. And those 3 runs charged to Kyle Kendrick. His line is complete. Boy, what a shame. So the Phillies will have to play from behind.
See, those are the things that are so difficult for a starting pitcher. I mean, he'll leave with a bad taste in his mouth. But look, he's setting up a way. Check out where the pitch is. The pitch he missed way up in the zone. And when you're doing that, it's not going to come out right. The pitcher, the hitter can see the ball too good when the ball is up in the zone. And you can see if it was away, maybe he doesn't hit that ball, and he certainly won't hit it where he did, which was into right center.
Well, there was no smiles whatsoever in the Royals dugout for the first part of this ball game. Now there's some smiles. They lead it by 1. It's important for Horst to get this last out here in the 6th inning. And it's 0-2. Gordon's over at third. He has 2 hits today, including the 3-run triple.
The catcher, he can call the pitch, and it can be a good situation for that pitch, but that location, more than likely, you just can't get away from a fastball that certainly that's not one that's above average. You're not going to get away with it up in the major leagues. It's almost impossible. No chance at all for Lance Nix in right field to catch the ball. That ball hit in an area as it cleared the bases.
Down the right field line, it'll slice into the crowd. It remains 2-2.
The good thing, however, is that fighting Phils, they seem to be swinging those bats and making solid contact. One run shouldn't be enough runs to be able to hold this club. Always got to try and look at the positive. So when you're going back in there, you're pumping guys up and saying, hey, let's go, let's get it back. Long a way to go, especially just in terms of the season. Can't get down when your teams jump on you. You got to jump right back on them.
Well, fly ball, shallow right center field. Lance Nix is under it, so the Phillies will play 1 run down as we go to the bottom of the 6th because of Alex Gordon's 3-run triple. We've played 5.5. Michael Young is due to lead it off when we get back here in Philadelphia. Quality Plus Ford stores. Go further. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF now for an appointment. And by Chevrolet. Visit your local dealer at ChevyDealers.com. It's been a gorgeous day for baseball all afternoon here in Philadelphia. Phillies had a 4-0 lead. They now trail at 5-4 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. J.C. Gutierrez will come into the ball game for the Royals. Hard-throwing right-hander who pitched an inning in Wednesday's ball game for the White Sox. So Gutierrez has been charged with a 1-run lead. And he'll face Michael Young, Dominic Brown, and Lance Nix for the Phillies. Kyle Kendrick left after 5 2/3, charged with 5 runs.
Yeah.
He pitched way better than 5 runs.
I'll say that for sure.
The Royals bullpen is young, but they do have some arms. Gutierrez is 29 years old. He's over from the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. Michael Young 1 for 2 this afternoon, grounded into a double play and then singled in the 3rd. Each team with 9 hits.
Boy, that's express. 95. Now, when you're throwing that hard, every now and then, you can get away with a high fastball up in the zone.
Royals got him last year as a free agent after he was released by the Arizona Diamondbacks. He spent parts of 3 years in the big leagues with Arizona.
It's interesting that they give up on potentially a guy that throws that hard with a. That was pretty good breaking ball. Must have been a reason why they felt they couldn't get to him to be able to maybe throw strikes, because usually you don't give up on a guy that's able to throw the ball 95.
On the outside corner, and it's 2-2 to Young.
Saw him having trouble with that breaking ball. So as a hitter, what you have in the back of your mind now, you're looking fastball just because he wasn't close around the plate with the breaking pitch. And don't be late.
Out towards center field, Kane puts it away, 1 down. Well, that's 9 in a row retired by Royals pitching. It's time now for the Major League Notebook. So we'll bring Murph back in. Murph, take it away, buddy.
All right, thank you very much, T-Mac. Brought to you by Gwinnett Mercy College. And Orioles second baseman Brian Roberts is headed to the disabled list again. He'll be out 3 to 4 weeks with a ruptured tendon in his knee. We heard it while sliding out into second base last night. Roberts hasn't played a full season since 2009. And guys, changes are coming to Wrigley Field. The team and the city are close to approving a $500 million renovation to the fantastic stadium that is Wrigley Field. It will include a new video board, a parking garage, and even a $200 million hotel, which will be located across the street from Wrigley Field. So changes to the ballpark that was built way back in 1950. Guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's the hotel going to go?
You know what? I was trying to think of that, too. I don't know where they would put it.
The hotel will be right over there where the McDonald's used to be. That's where the Ricketts actually purchased that property from McDonald's, and they're talking about that being right next to the ballpark. Almost similar to the ballpark, I mean, the way it is in San Diego at Petco. You know how close the ballpark is to the
Omni Hotel.
Exactly.
That would be very nice.
And I do think, as nice as Wrigley Field is, they do need some more parking. There's just no parking there at all if you want to drive in.
Well, pretty difficult on the parking. You're absolutely right. But, you know, again, being able with the transit from the buses and different, you don't want to drive. I mean, you're right about that. So it might take you all day if they build a parking lot to get out of there.
1-2 the count. Did Brown go? No. This is the third base umpire, Paul Schreiber. But it's 2-2.
Sarge, you think you can get us reservations there?
I know a few people in Chicago.
I knew you did.
You were very confident that you knew where the hotel was going to go. You knew the McDonald's was coming down.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I was there for a long time, Tom. You know I knew where that McDonald's was.
3-2 the count to Brown. All right, so Murphy's is going to stay. Murph, right? You're going to keep that up there?
Yes, we're going to keep that. We're going to keep that there.
Bleachers is going to stay, right? Bleachers is going to stay.
That's right.
Okay.
Cubby Bear.
Cubby Bear will stay intact.
I can keep going.
3-2 pitch to Brown. Swing and a miss. And there are 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Just blew it right by him. There's your difference there, folks. In a ball that's 88, and here's one 96. You can see the ball was just by him with movement.
Lance Nix takes a breaking ball. That's a strike.
That's filthy, especially after he hasn't thrown one over the plate. Gives you an indication of the break on that. I guess he has a slider that he's throwing. That's when it becomes difficult to hit, especially when the pitcher himself doesn't actually know where that ball's going.
Over to the right side, and an easy play for Hosmer. The Phillies go down quietly for the 3rd consecutive inning. So 11 in a row retired by Royals pitching. We've completed 6. On to the 7th. The Phillies trail KC by 1.
Pretty much 2 games here today. The Phillies jumped out, got the crowd into it big time, 4-0 lead, and then the Royals with good-looking young hitters they have. Alex Gordon put them ahead with that 3-run triple. Hosmer had a big hit, and right now the Royals with a pretty solid bullpen they like. Have a lead of just a run here as we go to the 7th.
And Jeremy Horse remains in the ball game. He'll face Eric Hosmer, who is 2 for 3 today with 2 RBIs. The big blow is the 3-run triple by Alex Gordon. He ripped the ball into the alleyway in right center field, and that erased the final 2-run deficit and gave the Royals their lead. 2-0 the count to Hosmer, and it's over for a strike. It's 2-1. Mentioned Kyle Kendrick went 5 2/3 today and allowed 5 runs. He pitched better than that, though. You know, it's a shame that they couldn't close out the 6th inning and give him a lead to the back end of the ball game.
Yeah, some of the left-handed hitters started to hurt him a little bit there, and as the game went along, and he pitched really well early in the game, and then started to struggle a little bit as it went along.
3-2 the count to Hosmer. And that pitch just missed. Just barely off the outer edge. These lucky fans are today's Citizen 7. They will each receive a prize card courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Salvador Perez 0 for 3. He's grounded out 3 times in the ball game. Fly ball foul off to the right, now to play. And it's 0-1. Phillies set up looking to turn 2. That ball is ripped into left field, a base hit. So the Royals have runners on first and second with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Chad Durbin's up and throwing in the bullpen for the Phillies. He won't come in here with Moustakas due up. Rich Doobie's going to come out to the mound to talk to Jeremy Horst.
They're going to stall a little bit, get Durbin ready to go. They talked earlier about how hot these guys were in spring training. They really had a tremendous offensive spring, and they should hit this year. They have some good-looking young players on this team, and they're starting to swing a little bit as this game's going along.
A reminder that this Monday, the premiere of Phillies Sports Talk beginning at 5 p.m. It'll be on Daily. It's hosted by Michael Barkad. Daily News Live came to a close yesterday, so the torch has been passed to a brand new show, a little more interactive. And again, as we said, Michael will still be the host. Each show starts with what's trending in Philly sports. Plus the wild card feature. Each night, viewers will be in charge of picking the last segment of the program by voting on a choice of 3 hot topics. Again, tune in each and every night, 5 p.m. Eastern on Comcast Sportsnet. Moustakas 1 for 3. Opening day around Major League Baseball for a number of teams today, or I should say their home openers around baseball. In Detroit, in Texas, where the Rangers edge the Angels 3-2. In Colorado, where the Rockies are playing the Padres. In San Francisco, where the Giants are shutting out the Cardinals. And of course here in Philadelphia, where the Phillies had a 4-0 lead. They trail it by 1. And the count is 2-1 to Mike Moustakas. To the right side, another base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third. So 3 straight base runners for the Royals here in the 7th inning. And that's going to be it for Jeremy Horst. Charlie Manuel starting to come up the stairs of the dugout.
Yeah, he gave him one more hitter, the left-handed hitter. Now you got to go to Durbin to pitch to Lorenzo Cain, the right-handed batter.
So a 1-run lead for the Royals. However, nobody out, bases loaded here in the 7th inning, and we have a pitching change. Turkey Hill Kids opening night. Royals and the Phillies will get together for a 7:05 ball game, and all fans 14 and under will receive the Jimmy Rollins replica Gold Glove trophy. Order your tickets by going to Phillies.com. A tough spot now for Chad Durbin, who comes on in relief of Jeremy Horst. There's Jeremy in the dugout. Jeremy faced 5 batters today, was able to get just the 1 batter out, and now he'll give way to Chad Durbin, who comes in with the bases loaded. And nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. He's trying to minimize the damage with Lorenzo Cain due up. Durbin's numbers in that game against the Braves on Monday. He didn't get anybody out. He allowed 2 runs on 2 hits. He walked 1. Figure the Phillies infield will play for 2 up the middle to try to limit the damage.
Exactly. They're trying to stop a big inning here. You still have 9 more outs to go in your home ballpark. So right now, all you're trying to do is get out of this with 1, if at all possible. And if you could get a double play, that'd be 1, and then hopefully get another out. A lot to ask the way these guys are swinging the bats right now. They have really started to get it going here later in the game.
First pitch a little low, 1 ball and no strikes. And now time is called. Cain is 0 for 3. He's grounded out. He has gone down looking. He bounced into a fielder's choice in the 6th. And now a conversation between Kratz and Durbin.
Philly's already been victimized twice earlier on the season on bases clearing extra base hits. Happened the other night.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman's double to left center field.
Right, and then that triple here by Gordon. That's 6 runs on 2 hits. Go through that whole scenario. Strikeout would really be nice, but Durbin's really not a guy you think about coming in and striking people out. More of a contact pitcher.
Out toward right field. Nick's coming on. Runner tagging from third. Nix has it. Coming to the plate. Here's the play, and it's not in time. Hosmer will score easily. That ball just died in the grass, and it's a 6-4 game.
Yeah, good base running too, because the guy at second base, who's a catcher, went back and tagged up and gets a third, where another fly ball can get him a run.
And Nix had that ball set up. It looked like he was behind it enough, and the ball literally died once it hit the grass.
You can see the tag up at third there by Hosmer, and the throw, it died in it.
Just too much grass.
Yeah, and it was way out, pretty far out too. It was going to take a couple hops from where it hit.
So a run in here in the 7th. Here's Frank Core, and the Phillies infield will play for 2 with runners on first and third.
And he will swing early. He always did before in these situations. Swing at the first pitch. So you might as well throw him something like that and get him to take it. And he did. And since he's been in the other league, there's his numbers against Durbin, who's done well against him. He was a notorious first ball fastball hitter in this league. Phillies have to get out of this inning, get the crowd back in it, because it was electric here when they were scoring all those runs early and loud, and now everybody, it's cold, so they're sitting on their hands to keep their hands warm.
Yeah, the first 4 innings, it was all Phillies.
Doesn't feel as cold when you're ahead.
A little low, 2-1 the count to Frank Core. Getz has had a good day. He's on deck. He's 2 for 3. Royals now with 11 hits. They have runners on first and third. Perez on third. And Moustakas on first. And it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes to Francoeur. And ball 4, so the bases are loaded. Time now for our Coors Cold Hard Facts. This afternoon marks the 10th home opener for the Phils at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies are 3-6. And their previous 9 includes a loss last year. Tonight's Cold Hard Fact brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light. Getz doubled his last time up. And the first pitch upstairs, 1-0.
Infield's kind of halfway right now. They're going to cheat a little bit more with Utley on the pull side, it looks like. Jimmy Rollins backs a little bit, but they're still thinking about a double play here. I think they think if they get a ball that is not a double play, the middle infielders, they can still come home because they have a catcher at third who probably, he's not going to run that fast. So they think, well, we can stay back a little bit more and still come home and cut the run off if we don't get the ball hit hard to us.
Elliott Johnson's in the on-deck circle for the Royals. The pitcher's spot is due up next. There's Johnson. They have a left-hander warming up in the bullpen. He served that one out toward left field. Dominic Brown can't get it, and it goes by him all the way to the wall. This is going to clear the bases again for the Royals. Getz is going to third. He'll be there standing, and the Royals have busted it open here in the top of the 7th inning. It's a 4-run inning, and they now lead it 9-4.
Yeah, third time this season now they cleared the bases. Not a good play by Dominic Brown. You're in the situation you can't catch the ball. You have to keep that thing in front of you and limit the damage. In this case, he dives, can't catch it, kicks off his glove, and at that point in the ballpark, there's no help. Nobody behind you. So easily 3 guys score, and only 2 bases cleared in 2 innings. And that's going to send a lot of people for the exits.
They're going to score that a triple. So a single, a double, and a triple now for Guest, and the infield is in.
And that now is 2 bases clearing triples, but that ball, of course, should not be a triple. The other one, he had no choice.
So Elliott Johnson is the pinch hitter. Going to the count. Swing and a miss. He got it. Second out of the inning. And back to the top of the order for Alex Gordon. Now Tim Collins is the lefty that's up in the bullpen. Gordon tripled his last time up, drove in 3.
And 9 unanswered runs.
The Phillies had a 4-0 lead. Royals, the last 3 innings, have scored 9 runs. Outside and low, 2-0.
What they think they're going to be able to do this year is score a lot of runs.
they certainly have proved that today. Fly ball out toward left center field. It's not deep. Dominic Brown comes in. And that'll do it for the 7th inning. 8 men come to the plate, though, in the inning for the Royals. They score 4 runs. Chris Getz from the 8-hole is 3 for 4 with a single, double, and now a 3-run triple. A little while since we gave you the question. The question is, name the Royal that came in second to Fred Lynn in the 1975 American League MVP voting.
Well, I need a hint.
Well, he has a tie not only to the Royals, of course, but also to the Phillies.
I got it then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, that was too easy.
That was a good one from John Mayberry.
John Mayberry Sr. Is the correct answer for today's Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz.
It was a great hint. Thank you very much.
John Mayberry Sr. During his time with the Royals was one of the strongest hitters in the league, power hitters in the league.
He may have been around 75, close to a rookie that year.
He could have been.
I'm not sure, but that was about the time I think he broke in.
There is John Mayberry Jr. who's going to get a chance to pinch hit here in the 7th inning. The Royals will go back to the bullpen. As good as their offense has been, Kansas City, that's how good their pitching has been over the last 3 innings. In fact, Wade Davis went 4 innings. He allowed 4 runs and 9 hits, but he had retired the last 5 before Bruce Chen retired the Phils in order in the 5th. Gutierrez in the 6th, and now Tim Collins is on here in the 7th.
Well, you look how the game turned around today. It's what has happened in the middle innings with the bullpens. Their guys, as you said, Tom, did the job to really shut everything down, quieted the crowd, got them out of it a little bit, and Phillies guys were not able to get the outs and gave up big hits. 6 runs on 2 hits. Think about it, 8 runs on 3 hits with that 2-run single.
Well, Collins, you saw his numbers from last year, 5-4 with a 3.36 ERA in 72 ball games for Kansas City. Royals acquired him from the Atlanta Braves. He had been acquired by the Braves from the Toronto Blue Jays just before that. So he'll face Eric Kratz, who homered back in the 2nd inning. Phillies have not had a base runner since the 3rd. First pitch fastball outside, 1-0. It'll be Kratz, then Mayberry, it looks like. He's in the on-deck circle, and then the top of the order. Out toward left center field. That's pretty well hit. Kane going back toward the track, and the wind will keep it in the yard. And he makes the catch. for the first out. Bowls it pretty well by Kratz.
Yeah, I just unfortunately for Eric hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark out there with as you said, the wind knocking it down.
One away, and John Mayberry Jr. will come up. Mayberry 2 for 7 so far, 286 on the year. And fastball outside, 1-0. Speed pitch, 1 ball and 1 strike. Tomorrow, John Lannon will make his first start in a Phillies uniform. Game time 7:05. That Sunday it's Cole Hamels. Lannon will be opposed by right-hander Luis Mendoza in tomorrow night's ball game. Outside, 3-1. Ball 4. So after 12 in a row, the Phillies finally have a base runner. It's their first one since the 3rd. Time now for our Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. This was a heck of a play, Wills.
Yeah, this is early in the game when everything was going right for the Phillies. Ben Revere got a great jump on that and made the play in center field. There's another look at Kyle Kendrick. Gives him the thanks a lot sign.
Revere 0 for 3 in this ball game. He also hit into a double play back in the 2nd. Yeah, they'll pinch for a double play now with Mayberry at first. Oh, and 1 the count.
Yeah, they're at the point right now in the game now. They have broken it open really with a big lead. They just want outs. And they'll take a double play if they can get it. And they figure he's not going to hit in that many.
Raul Valdez in the bullpen for the Phillies.
Well, a lot of games will go in Major League Baseball. If your starter goes early, sometimes you get in trouble. In this case, their starter went early. They didn't. Philly's starter goes a little bit early, and they got in trouble.
Ground ball right side. Tough to turn 2. There's 1. That's all they'll get.
Yeah, they're not going to think about it. What you try to do in the way the game's played nowadays is get as deep into a game as you can with a starter, and then you have guys situated as your late inning guys for that reason. And you try to mix and match with the middle inning guys, find roles for them, and hope that it works. Now, right now, the roles that they're trying to define for guys, it's not working out.
Rollins' 1 hit came back in the 1st. And it's 0-1. By the way, Elias has just told us that the last team with 2 bases loaded triples in a game were the Dodgers back in April of 2008. So it's been a while, and the Royals have 2 bases loaded triples here today.
And triples in this ballpark certainly are not the norm, and the second one shouldn't have been a triple.
1-2 the count to Rollins. That one is back toward the Hall of Fame club just in front of us. Gentleman with the Mike Schmidt jersey, looks like he came up with it. Yeah, he did.
Road jersey.
Got Lieberthal, Lee, Halladay, Schmitty.
There's a lot of generations there.
And Rollins is struck out, so the Phillies go down quietly here in the 7th inning. 3 scoreless innings by the Royals bullpen. We'll go to the 8th inning. The Phillies down by 5 here at Citizens Bank Park. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. And by W.B. Mason, you can't go wrong when you buy right. 45,307 on hand tonight, which means there's a number of people with standing only tickets. They're out near the bullpen. Phillies had a 4-0 lead, but the Royals have scored 9 unanswered runs. Fanatic doing a little boys are back in town on top of the Phillies dugout. Raul Valdez will take over as we go to the 8th inning. Valdez will face Escobar, Hosmer, and Perez. 2, 3, and 4 for Kansas City. Raul did not have a particularly good debut to the season his last time out.
Yeah, they're going to have a couple of guys with ERAs that are going to be tough to get down for a long time when that happens with a relief pitcher early in the season.
I remember John Smoltz talking about that one year where he gave up a bunch of runs in his first 2 outings. And he said it's one of the drawbacks of being a relief pitcher.
Well, if you look at it, an ERA, that's for sure.
One ball and 2 strikes the count to Escobar. Phillies will have 2 more opportunities. They're down by 5 here in the top of the 8th.
To give these guys credit, they maxed out their opportunities here today. They didn't quit. They didn't let the crowd get to them, and they just stayed patient, and they wound up, well, they have 9 runs on the board. It was a little tough road atmosphere they had there for a few innings.
They scored 2 in the 5th. It seemed like Kendrick was going to get out of that inning without any damage. I think one of the key balls was the Tejada infield single. That ball that was hit kind of in no man's land out towards shortstop. They couldn't get the runner at second. That put 2 on with 1 out, and then the single by Gordon loaded up the bases.
Probably didn't have a play at first for him. Is that what you guys thought? It was tough to tell.
Well, I thought he had more of a play at first than he did at second.
I wasn't sure.
But I don't think Rollins had a grip on the ball. I think that was part of the problem. Inside, 3-2.
Falling behind a lot of hitters in the last few innings and paying the price for it.
Hosmer on deck. Hang on to him. Hang on to him. He thought his efforts would warrant a baseball.
Probably gave it to a little kid down there.
Yeah.
Good try.
Out toward left field, Dominic Brown going back toward the warning track to the wall, and that one is gone. A solo home run for Escobar. His first of the year. It's now a 10-4 ball game. We mentioned it has not been a good start for Raul Valdez in these 2 games.
No, and that thing was in the air a long time too out there. It's hard to hit a home run out that way today. The way the wind's blowing, especially as high as he hit it, you have to figure he really jumped all over this. It's a deep part of the park too. It's about 375 maybe where he hit that.
Well, now Hosmer, who has 2 hits, he's also walked a couple RBIs. He scored a run. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to him. That's 13 hits now for the Royals. 10 runs on 13 hits. Outside and low, 3-0. Ball 4, so he walked him on 4 pitches. Well, he called it a strike. Not bad.
You were right. Better swing, son.
Line drive to right field, a base hit. 14 hits now for the Royals. Well, George Brett said before we had him on with Schmidt, he said, you know, because he's a member of the Royals front office, he said, we're wondering where the heck was the team that we saw in spring training. Well, I think they found them.
Yeah, they potentially are a very good offensive team, and you know they've been hitting ahead in the count a lot. There's a Royals fan here in Philadelphia.
Fan of the umpires too. He was wearing an umpire's hat.
Yeah.
Salvador Perez, the hitter, he's 1 for 4. Breaking ball inside, 1-0. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. Giants shutting out the Cardinals 1-0. Brandon Crawford has 2 hits for San Francisco. Line drive towards center field. Revere makes the catch as it hangs up there for him. And 1 out here in the 8th. Well, don't forget this Tuesday is the first of 2 Hatfield Dollar Dog Nights here at the ballpark. The second one is the 22nd of April. Order your tickets now at Phillies.com. So you got Tuesday against the Mets, the 22nd against the Pirates. Well, Moustakas is 2 for 4. outside, 2-0. No appeal to the third base umpire. It looked like Moustakas had held up. You know, George Brett was telling us before, Wills, today was the first day he was back for a game here in Philadelphia since the World Series.
Wow.
He had not come back in 2004. That one's out toward the alleyway in right center field. Revere's not going to get it. A one hop over the wall and into the bullpen. It's a ground rule double. 15 hits now for the Royals and 3 for Moustakas.
Yeah, they're enjoying this yard this afternoon. Charlie's not enjoying what he's seeing right now. They got some good looking left-handed hitters on this team. Oh, this guy's got a good swing. Of course, he's a very much heralded amateur player, a #1 pick, 2nd overall the year he was picked. So it's not like he's one of those guys that came out of nowhere.
Well, because of his arrival, they moved Alex Gordon to left field. Gordon was a third baseman also.
I heard George talking to you guys about introducing
Moustakas,
the guy they call Moose, to Mike Schmidt. It was a pretty cool moment for the young guy.
I saw that exchange downstairs. We were sitting up here watching some of the ceremonies. It almost seemed like they knew each other, the way Schmidt and Moustakas were talking.
Well, you know the way Mike follows the game. He certainly knows who Moustakas is.
Lorenzo Cain takes inside, 1-1 the count.
And you can only hope that a guy who's playing third base in the major leagues followed the game enough to know who Mike Schmidt is.
He knew who he was.
You never know, though.
Over the first base dugout out of play, 1-2.
First round, 2nd pick overall in June 2007. And then you always wonder who was #1. I don't know. You'll figure it out. You'll go to the cloud.
That one's hit hard through the hole, left side, a base hit. 1 run will score. They'll hold Moustakas at third. Hosmer crosses the plate. It's 11-4.
The thing about this is these are not bleeders and bloopers and cheap hits. These are some bullets they're hitting. And there's no sense getting anybody up right now because you're taking this beating and it's going to be tough to do anything about it. Unless it just gets to the point where Valdez has to come out.
David Price, by the way, was the first overall pick in the draft that year out of Vanderbilt.
Hard to argue with that. Who was third?
That Josh Vitters. Francoeur takes outside by the Chicago Cubs, also a third baseman. He made it up to AAA last year, and then eventually made it to the big leagues, where he picked up his first major league hit. Ground ball, Young has it. There's one. Can they turn 2? Yes, they do. Ooh. And Francoeur hit that bag hard and tripped over the bag, and Ryan Howard, the side, is retired. However, the Royals scored 2 more. They lead at 11-4 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Eastern. It's Phillies Sports Talk, hosted by Michael Barkhead. It's your turn to talk, and we're prepared to listen to you tell us what you want to talk about and how to talk about it. Phillies Sports Talk premieres Monday at 5 Eastern on Comcast Sportsnet.
Chase Utley really had some good at-bats early in this game, and when the Phillies were everything was clicking for them offensively, especially that ball he drove to the gap in left center field.
Well, now he's up against the left-handed pitcher Tim Collins.
Seems like a long time ago.
It does. Well, I think you said before it feels like two different games, and it really does feel like two different games.
It is two different games.
Utley 2 for 3.
This one, the second game, the Phillies are losing 11-0. They won the first one 4-0.
There's only 4 innings, though.
Yeah. Yeah, they got another at bat. They've gone 2-3-4-2. Last 4 innings.
5 runs charged to Kyle Kendrick's line and 6 runs charged to the bullpen. 2-1 the count to Utley.
But it's only one game.
Out toward right center field. That's pretty well hit. Kane on the run into the alleyway. Tracks it down. Well, I thought that ball had a chance to get to the scoreboard and be an extra base hit for Chase Utley, but the speed of Kane, he was able to track it as it hung out there for him. Oh, our Mazda leaders and the 2 home run leaders in Phillies history. Mike Schmidt with 548 and Ryan Howard with 300.
I enjoyed listening to you and Sarge when you were on with those two guys, and Mike always did envy George Brett because he hit for such a high average too, and that used to bug him in a good way. He wanted to do that. He always admired George. Used to talk about Kenny Brett was here, and Kenny used to tell us about his little brother who could really hit. Yeah, right, sure. And then George came in and went, Kenny, you were right about him. But Mike wanted to be George, and I'm sure George in many ways wanted to be Mike. It's mutual admiration, those two.
You know what? They did say that today, that George wanted to be the home run hitter.
Sure. Grass is always greener, right?
Yeah, George Brett had a very distinct hitting style from the left side of the plate. I don't know how many people remember Charlie Lau, but Charlie Lau was a longtime hitting guru, was a White Sox hitting coach, he was the Royals hitting coach too. And his style was to put all your weight back on your back leg, literally lean on your back leg, have the bat down a little bit, and that's how George Brett batted.
Boy, he really flirted with 400 that one year for a long time in that season. When he had 390 that year, I think, something like that.
Yeah, George Brett and Tony Gwynn, 2 guys that flirted with 400 during their careers. Swing and a miss. Howard struck out. And there are 2 outs. Michael Young is coming to the plate.
Some job of their bullpen today. Talking about shutdown.
George Brett, by the way, was hitting 400 as of September of 1980.
Yeah. Oh, it was late.
That was the year he finished as the MVP.
Did he hit? What did he hit? 390, something like that.
Finished at, I think it was 395. Jeez. 390. Yep, 390. Yes. Michael Young fouls the first pitch away, and it's 0-1. Ball and 1 strike now, the count to Young.
Kenny Brett was a heck of a hitting pitcher. And we said, you mean he's a better hitter than you? He said, oh, yeah, he's a lot better hitter than me.
Takes a lot for an older brother to admit that about a younger brother.
He admitted it. He knew.
One and 2 the count. That's what we're talking about. We look at how he leaned all the way back. Hands back.
Back legger for sure. What a good swing. Wow.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Collins. He has 3 in 2 innings. So the bullpen for the Royals has completed 4 scoreless innings in relief of Wade Davis. Ballpark. Time now for our W.B. Mason deliveries of the games. We mentioned that it hasn't been since 2008 that a team has 2 bases clearing triples in the same game. Well, the Royals 2 today. Alex Gordon had the first one, and then in the 7th inning the second one. This one went the opposite way. Dominic Brown tried to make a diving grab, but he had no chance and went all the way to the wall. Our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game. 0-1 the count to Chris Getz. And he takes outside. He's a home run away from the cycle. A single, double, triple, 3 RBIs. He also popped out to short. That'll be out of play, and it's 1-2. George Brett was the last one out of the cycle back in 1990 for the Royals. Out toward left center field. Dominic Brown and Revere tracks it down.
Yeah, that was a little scary. They started to converge on each other there, and Ben's going to lose that one.
One thing we've noticed today is, and we saw this during spring training, Ben Revere can cover a lot of ground.
There you go, just peeling off and getting out of the way.
Boy, they almost collided.
Oh, yeah. It looked close from up here, and then when you watch that,
it looked even closer.
Oh, boy.
Here's Gerard Dyson, who will pinch hit. Dyson, 260 hitter last year with no homers. He's 0 for 3 so far in the season for the Royals. Up the first base line. He can run. Ryan Howard dives to the bag and just gets there. Whew.
Yeah, it was like all of a sudden it dawned on him, oh, this guy can fly. And my pitcher's not going to get over there in time, so I got one thing to do, dive at the bag. Good play. Here it is right here, and he takes a quick look to see where Valdez is, who is just coming into the picture, because he chased the ball a little bit, and he got him.
As we learned the other day, Dyson would be considered out of the baseline, out of the base path going up that.
Yeah.
Alex Gordon, he takes a strike. It's 0-1. 0-2.
One 1-2-3 inning today, and that was in the 4th.
And another base hit for Alex Gordon. 2-strike hit right up the middle. He has 3 hits this afternoon. Boy, that's 17 hits now for Kansas City.
And not too many haven't been hit hard. They found a lot of barrels here today. And look where the game changed, right there.
(11-4) Royals on top. Phillies have only had one base runner. It was a walk to John Mayberry since the 3rd inning. Over toward third, a fair ball. Escobar has his 2nd hit of the day. It's going to go down to the corner. The Royals are going to score another run as Gordon rounds 3rd, heads to the plate. It's 12-4 Kansas City. And they have had their share of extra base hits too.
And that one just missed the corner down there, where it would have probably carried him back. He'd had a 2nd and 3rd. And there it goes. Into the corner, another run. Another extra base hit.
And now Eric Hosmer. Oh boy, that ball was hit well. Deep to center field. Revere on the run. Over the shoulder attempt. And he dropped it. Escobar will score. That'll be an RBI double for Hosmer. It's now 13-4 Kansas City.
And that thing is crushed with the wind knocked it down. Turn it into a parachute out there for Revere, who tried a little Willie Mays in the '54 World Series.
He made one of those plays last year up against the fence.
He knows this thing's over his head. I think he thought it was a home run because it normally would be. Now he takes a look, and now the wind's going to bring it back the other way. Almost made the play. Here it comes down over his shoulder. Looked like a wideout going down the field. Uses both hands. Can't make it. That thing blew about 10 feet from left to right, too, on him from the time he looked up to where it came down.
Well, now Salvador Perez. Hosmer, by the way, with 4 hits today. He's been on base 5 of the 6 times. He has 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored.
And these guys have keep throwing up these crooked numbers in this game.
Popped him up. Chase calls off Ryan Howard. 2 more runs score for the Royals. They leave 1 in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Dominic Brown will lead it off against Luke Hochevar. At Citizens Bank Park, the home opener for the Phillies. They trail at 13-4 after they led it 4-0. The Royals have put a 13 unanswered runs against the Phillies. They have 13 runs on 19 hits here this afternoon. And a guy who was in the starting rotation last year for the Kansas City Royals, Luke Hochevar, is the new pitcher. And this is another big arm. He was 8-16 last year with an ERA of 5.7. in 32 starts. He's pitched in 1 game, 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and no strikeouts.
Keep talking about all the number 2 overalls they've had. Here's a 1 overall. Give you an idea of the drafts that the Royals have had, and they think they're putting together a pretty good organization that's going to compete soon.
I think that they feel this guy will eventually be back in their starting rotation. You know, he does have the arm and the ability. Well, he'll face Dominic Brown to lead it off.
He got 202 hits and 185 in a third innings
a lot.
last year. That's a lot. And let's see about 61 walks. A lot of base runners.
Royals bullpen today. First it was Bruce Chen. He pitched a scoreless 5th. And then J.C. Gutierrez, then Tim Collins. And you see 4 innings of scoreless relief for the Royals compared to 8 runs in 3 1/3 by the Phillies.
It's the difference in the game, obviously. And they do not have a hit since the 3rd inning, back when Wade Davis was in the game as a starter, and they were hitting him pretty hard. And it looked like, you know, they have a good day here today, and they have been outscored 13-0.
Yeah, the only base runner for the Phillies was the walk by Mayberry since the 3rd. Dominic Brown leads it off for the Phillies. He homered back in the 2nd. 1 for 3.
I used to say this is a revolting development. Art Carney, maybe? I'm trying to remember. What a revolting development this is. Anyway, it's not your time, Tom.
George Bailey said this is an interesting situation. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I wonder who that was that said that. Well, the fans are great. Not a whole lot of them left, but they're getting their rally towels out.
Yeah, the Modell's rally towels given out today. Why not, right?
Why not? They'll come into play later on. Maybe not today.
1-2 the count to Dominic Brown.
It's a good way to warm up.
Dominic Brown lifts it in the air to right field. Frank Cora is out there. Calls off Lorenzo Cain, makes the catch, 1 away. Well, for the first 4 innings, the Phillies were living a life of Riley.
So that's who it was, William Bendix?
It was Chester A. Riley. That was the captain.
That was William Bendix, yeah.
They were up 4-0.
What a revolting development this is, he used to say. Thank you. William Bendix, who actually played Babe Ruth in a movie. Right?
He did. And he did his best.
Not well cast.
He did his best, but
didn't look like a real baseball movie.
Now it's Nix, the hitter. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Foul territory, third base side. Moustakas waves everybody off to make the catch. So 2 outs here in the 9th inning. (19 of 20) retired by the Royals. Tomorrow it's John Lannon at 7 o'clock. On the Comcast network, he'll make his Phillies debut. Try to get the Phillies back on the right track. Then Sunday, Cole Hamels. Eric Kratz from the right side. Takes low, 1-0. Towels are still going. 2-0.
See a fan down there behind the Phillies dugout who's dressed like the rally towel. Met her in spring training this year without the rally towel.
Remember her last year? Yep.
There she is.
Kratz homered back to the second, grounded out to third in the fourth, and flied out to fairly deep center field his last time up. Toward right center field, Jeff Francoeur comes charging in, and that will do it. The Kansas City Royals erased an early 4-run deficit to score 13 unanswered runs. And then their bullpen retired 20 of the final 21 batters, along with starter Wade Davis, as they defeated the Phillies 13-4 this afternoon here on the home opener at Citizens Bank Park. Our Chevrolet players of the game, it's all about the offense. I mean, it's about the bullpen too, but it's really about the offense for the Royals today. I mean, look at the top 3 hitters in the order. 9 hits in 16 at-bats to go along with 8 RBIs and 6 runs scored. So the Royals win at 13-4.
A lot of production.
That's a lot of production for the Kansas City Royals. They take game 1. We'll be back to talk more about it right after this.